Yeah, I don't use that junk. Every time I forget and go through the drive-thru and they got that junk talking to me, I fuck around.
Nah, that wasn't Bojangles messed me up one time. But welcome back to the To Be Fair Show. I am your host, Johnny P.
Oh, yeah, real?
It's Q.
And we back. We got one lined up before we get started. Want to tell everybody to tap in with us on all social media at the To Be Fair Show. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Hit the like button, subscribe. We be here every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Hop in the chat. We got a couple people back there. The chat be real active. All super chats get read immediately. We'll push through that one this week. Shout out my boy Tone. He ain't here, so we'll go ahead and get it started.
Why you say we'll push through that one this week? What do you mean by that?
Reading the comments because they're we're gonna struggle reading the comments. Yeah. They're small. Like
yeah. But yeah, you got 20/20 vision, don't you? That's what you say sometimes.
Yeah,
when it's convenient. Until they come to reading, and then you can't see shit.
Now that'd be 2010 to see it from up there. That chart, it ain't that small on that chart.
Okay,
it ain't that small. I hit the 2020. I might not get 2010, but 2020 vision, I can do it. But yeah, where we gonna go? You got the GOAT debate.
Mm-hmm. I like the GOAT conversation.
Okay. I guess I'll set it up and we can kind of see exactly where the conversation goes. So it's a mix of two separate things. So if you're a basketball fan, we're inside the era of seeing all of our, like, the previous generation's GOATs kind of get, would it be the best word? Almost to get embarrassed, right? Like it's no different than the changing of the guard that happened.
They losing. They taking L's like slowly, but
like when Jordan inside that like 88 through like 90 round where you had the Magics and that Birds, they were starting to get back injuries and hurt and shit like that. Bad boy, where it was a changing of the guards, and you started seeing the previous legends look real regular. I think Anthony Edwards, he's on a he's on a decent little run. Where was it last year? His favorite NBA player, KD, had a series. Was it a sweep? Where just talking big shit the whole time.
Was it a sweep?
It was a sweep. Because LeBron fans said LeBron even better than him at this because LeBron got one win out of it. But KD, nonetheless, if you see how he did it though, like Anthony Edwards is going to the GOATs and he's making it a point of emphasis to where he's going to match up with him and then he's going to shit talk while he's doing it. So this previous or this last round, Lakers Timberwolves, you have Anthony Edwards, in which this is the first time I've seen niggas just running up and pushing Bron and not letting him get to the spots and then shit talking and like it was just like I was like, damn. Like the heroes are starting to look regular. And then next round, depending on the outcome of today, he's gonna match up with the other guy, the other GOAT of the era, which would be Steph Curry.
But hold up, I got a question real quick.
Okay.
Do you really get points for beating old people
who are hurt?
You don't really get points for that, right?
I guess I'm not sure exactly.
Brian been dealing with
where you would frame that at. Do I think you get points for beating old folks? What do you mean by that?
Literally that.
I wasn't
a pat on the back.
Well, I wasn't specifically giving him points as much.
No. I wasn't saying you doing it. I'm just asking the question in general. Like just hearing is like, okay, you beating up on niggas that's 40.
Yeah,
what the fuck do you get for that? Like,
to me, it's explaining that
Anthony's the GOAT.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not coming against anything you're saying.
I know. I guess it's hard for me to understand the framing of it. Like to me, this is like passing of the guard, where like in doing this, I don't know if it's like you would be giving a person credit as if they beat this person in the prime, as much as like it's the changing of the guards. Yeah. So it's not like you would be patting them on the back or anything like that, as much as like it's the same.
So it's about so not just you. Like, is the commentary around the basketball world? Are they giving him like, oh, he's the Or is because like my only thing is
I don't
like,
think it's about Anthony Edwards.
and see that's the thing. I understand that, but I'm just trying to make sure.
Well, no, all right. So, Anthony Edwards is kind of like being pushed as the next one of the ones for sure. And he's maybe like he's in the front of the quote unquote face of the NBA conversation. Yeah, like he is the next guy when they speak about who's going to be getting the torch passed to him. It's him, it's Shea, it's Luka. Like those are the guys. So like I don't know if that's what you mean by that.
Oh no. I just wanted to see I'm gonna bad. You had pause. So I thought you go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just asking to see if like the if there's a thing that people are like, you getting is it like we're giving, is there praise being given for that, or is it? I understand the passing of the guard for sure. Like the guys that were the guys, they're older now, so the new guys would naturally. That's what's supposed to happen. It's just like that's what's going to happen.
Like
regardless.
In the same sense that the praise has been given to every other like guy that dethrones the current like grouping of like those GOATs. So I guess like inside that sense, so Jordan beating Isaiah Thomas, the Celtics, and Magic Johnson, like he got credit for climbing the mountaintop and beating them. Of course, the context would be like this was on the tail end, so like it's the passing of the guard. But I guess you also don't just be like, well, they're old. Like if they're still out there playing, then you just say what happens. And I mean, it's not like Luka wasn't on the team. Like I guess I'm still trying to understand. Maybe you can help me understand like better framing. Are you saying that him beating KD, that's averaging 30 still last year? I mean, if you're talking about him beating Bron, and I mean Bron's 40, Bron's also still 25-7-7.
Right.
In which like he's still a player. So if you're playing, I do think that if you beat the person, like you could say that you beat him. You're not saying you beat prime LeBron, but you did knock him out first round, and it just was what it was. Like you did it inside of the exciting fashion.
It sets you up to be in that next. It doesn't necessarily mean you're the next LeBron, but it gives you it gives you the platform to become that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't think because like
motherfucker in there, goddamn, shaking up 40-year-olds talking shit to him, like.
But you still got to, but you still got to win though. He still got to go and win it.
And then I guess like that's the only part of like the LeBron thing that I don't be liking is like either we say that he's like really good for 40, or we could say that like he's 40, so what he does, it doesn't matter. But conveniently, it being he's 40, it doesn't matter. But then also when he does anything good, it's like he's the GOAT because he's 40 doing this. It becomes like this weird little scale that
no, you can say you can say both of those at the same time.
Huh?
You can say both of those at the same time and they'd be valid.
Well, it just gives you outs. So like no matter what, I'm going to be good. If I fail, I'm gonna be good. If I do good, I'm gonna be even better.
Well, I mean,
like it's not a fair way to represent.
No. It's different
if a nigga's good. If he's good,
it's different.
If you get your ass busted, you got your ass busted.
It's different if you're saying, and I'm not even like a basketball guy. Y'all know I don't really give a fuck like that. But if he's still averaging 25, then
don't give the 40-year-old part to it. Then like
he's 40 averaging 25.
His career average is 27. It's not like he's dropped off or anything.
But he's still 40 though. So
he still got beat 4-1. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you're giving, he's 40. We got his 40-year-old ass whoop.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that like it just makes sense. Well, how was Luka playing in the series?
I don't know. He had like a 38-point game. He had like a bunch of 25s.
Oh yeah, but was he playing? He don't play defense still, right?
No,
that's a lot of it. A lot of the issue is Luka don't play. He got blown past 9 times, and again, it goes to like it's because it's not LeBron's fault that they lost.
It's a team game for sure.
But it's team construction. It was coaching.
Yeah, he said Luka averaged like 33.
Oh, he did.
Luka do like everybody knows Luka didn't play defense,
but
beforehand.
But if you don't play defense,
he put up the numbers that
you
he
can't
posted.
Bench all the centers though. If you
again that's
not LeBron.
That's a JJ.
That's not a LeBron thing though.
I don't care. All right, so this is where
I
hate y'all Bron fans because it's like when he does good, it's always all him. When shit go wrong, it's like the nigga 40 and it's the coach. I'm cool with any of them.
The coach?
All I'm gonna say is just keep it consistent.
Was it not, I didn't say
That nigga, the coach ain't slap Anthony Edwards and give him them free throws that put them up by 1.
It's debatable.
The coach, the coach didn't do that. The coach also,
you got to make that.
The coach also,
that's the referee.
The coach also wasn't the one that caught the ball right after that and had the corner shot. No, it was a wing shot, but then passed the who the fuck was in the corner that doesn't shoot? It wasn't
Vendy.
Yeah, it was. He passed it like a nigga. Right. And so he had the shot.
Vanderbilt.
He had the shot. It wasn't a cover. It was a rotation 3 that would have won the game. He passed the shot. He missed it. That was the game. So like that's 2 back-to-back. Neither one of those was coaching. If we're gonna like point to things,
it's a team game.
But what was it's a team game. What was it? That wasn't even what we were supposed to be talking about.
Right. Y'all are proving the point. Like, do we make room for new GOATs? Where a guy could be going through the same track as, like, say LeBron. When LeBron, he scored like 20 points on the aging Pistons. And it was like, this young boy just put up 20 straight points in the 4th and overtime against the Pistons, in which like everyone in that team retired like 2 to 3
years. What are you talking about? Was this his first year?
Nah, this was like year 3 or 4, something like that.
Okay.
Where it wasn't all them niggas inside their last years. It was this guy did this amazing thing and he's up next and he's coming. Where I think that at times we don't necessarily leave room for like future GOATs. So I was at the Kendrick Lamar concert. This is a shout out to the merch team. They actually had some fire merch there. And as I'm looking at it, I had two separate thoughts where you look at what Kendrick is doing, what Cole is doing, what Drake is doing, and there's still a lot of old heads that are reluctantly to put them into the GOAT debate, that are reluctant to put them in the top 10 debate. And I'm looking at a sold out stadium, not an arena tour. This is the stadium
in the rain.
Yeah, in the rain, and it's niggas singing word for word. Talking about like, and he ran most of the GNX album, and word for word, everybody knows it, right? Money Trees, he's running down like backseat freestyle, all the shits, and word for word, everybody knows it. So I had two thoughts, like, what more does an artist of his caliber have to do to be introduced into the GOAT debate for the old heads, right? But then, is there upcoming artists that in this new generation could reach the heights of this? And like I said, I think that it's an interesting conversation where are there new GOATs? Do we make room for new GOATs? Or are we all time trapped to what we like?
So is this you admitting that LeBron is a GOAT?
Yeah, of course he is. Like who? Like my take. I'm about to say my take is that like he's a top 2 to 3 player of all time. Like you're a GOAT inside that conversation.
Nah, but
like whether you want to say Mount Rushmore's or anything like that. That, like I said, Bron fans be so weird because of saying somebody's number 2 or number 3. They take it as though like you said that he don't belong
in the top 10.
In the top 50 or top 10 or some crazy shit like that. Like if I'm just putting them like under one other person, it may be at most two other people.
Who would your other person be?
If I was to have the conversation, like Kobe, he's inside that.
Kobe, okay.
He's inside that range. I think you can make an argument depending on which version of conversation we're trying to have inside the debate.
I ain't trying to spark the debate. That
was just a joke. I'm gonna answer the question, but I think it depends on which field you're talking about. I think it's harder, like in the music aspect, because I think technology has like, I think it's the relationship that each one has with technology. Where I think in sports, technology makes you a better athlete, which in then can make you a better player. In music, technology makes it easier to make music, and it almost inhibits creativity. So it's harder to really say somebody's a GOAT or somebody's anything like that, where there's not as much creativity in the game. Versus sports, you can work, you can, they're spending millions of dollars on their bodies, where I think they're being better athletes, but the technology is making people worse musicians. So I think it's harder in the music space.
I think
versus
too.
in athletes. You can see these athletes are better, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster, they're smarter. So it's easier in sports to, get new goats, where in music.
But in sports, do we allow room for new goats?
I think we do. I think there's always debates, and I think there's, there's sports talk, and there's.
So do you think that there's anybody in this upcoming generation
That's clearly
that
the
would
face.
be applicable for like the GOAT conversation?
in basketball?
Well, I guess that yeah, we
careers
can
would
say
have to be more
because
lengthy,
we
right?
got new goats in this generation. I think Steph Curry is like an example of that. He's somebody that is moving.
well, we're
talking
not
about
talking about
after
like 36 and older niggas. Like these are the niggas that's on that tail end.
I
of their
think
careers.
Steph Curry is late to the GOAT debate, though. I think he's just now getting into that GOAT. It's later in his career, but people weren't saying him. We're talking about GOAT like in the beginning of his career, like they were
course
LeBron.
not.
So
Well, they had different. He was like a 12th pick.
yes, I think
They had
people are
like
just
three years of like bad ankles. Of course, it'll come later after he, arguably ran the decade that LeBron was supposed
But
to.
I think the fact that we can, give him
More chips. My bad. Go ahead.
What? He ain't got more chips.
Inside that decade, yeah, for sure. Like the LeBron era could be
You-
arguably.
You got to take two of them away though. So -2.
Then you would
KD
take. I would take
We ain't got to go
a
down
couple
that road.
of like you got the Mickey Mouse.
We ain't got to go. No, that count. That's the Mickey Mouse.
Big
chip,
Bubble.
the Mickey Mouse is better than Kawhi's Toronto.
Big Bubble,
Easy.
Big Bubble,
What is
and
the
then-
Mickey Mouse?
The bubble
COVID,
ring.
The bubble ring. The COVID.
Bubble
Oh,
wrap.
okay.
Disney World, whatever they say. But what you just said, we were talking about. But I think like Steph, like we putting him in the GOAT debate so that we allow for new greats.
Mhm.
In
Well,
this
I guess
space.
I'm speaking about like the new generation.
But even in the new generation,
So like for example, Tatum. There's talk like, damn, why Tatum isn't talked about inside like a higher regard where
I don't think
since
that's-
since he came into the league, it's been Eastern Conference Finals.
But you don't think it's got a lot to
a
do with like
championship.
the grittiness to it, like
not
Anthony
in Tatum,
Edwards.
in Tatum.
I know it's like a lack there.
His team is so good.
That
So I
too,
think that
but does
takes
he
away.
have that like that tenacity kind of? Does he have that attitude to where you
Well,
can
he
see
corny.
this? Well, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I think that like
He's
the
light-skinned,
game
too.
is
That
softer.
hurts.
The game is like softer, so the players are more friendly, and it doesn't stick out. You know what I mean? It just doesn't jump off the paper like it would. But like with AE, like you said, he's talking the shit and he's doing it like that is. You mean that would be something? The attitude and all that takes a part in that GOAT debate. You know what I mean? That is a part of it. So
I think
you
it takes a
stick
part
out.
of the
Not really, because Steph's there.
Yeah, but I think when you talk
But
And he's
the
not
face
gritty.
of the league,
But
there
Steph
is a
still
space to it.
He's not gritty at all.
he's not gritty.
He
for
from
sure.
he from Dilworth.
But I
That
think.
nigga's
But
like
do you
this.
think?
That nigga hit a three and
but
be like,
do you think that that's also
Hey,
why?
that's the
it was,
homie,
do you not think that that's why it's also harder to make that? You know what I mean? That people introducing it now because if he was shooting,
Nah, I think it's a
if he was
confidence
shooting it like talking the shit, and was really, you know what I mean? It was putting it in your face like that. Pause. I think that he would have been able to. You know what I mean? It would
but
have had much
Brian
more.
doesn't do that either.
Yeah, Bron's humble.
I mean, he's also just big as fucking like throwing shit off the backboard, throwing shit down. You know what I mean? The play itself is you know what I mean? It just comes with that. Like Steph being smaller and then being soft.
No, I don't think grit has nothing to do with it.
You don't think
It's some
so?
gritty-
Yeah, not with
Isaiah Stewart is one of the grittiest motherfuckers in the league.
What's
right. Fucking Draymond put him in the GOAT debate.
Draymond Green.
No, but I mean, of course, it has to come with the talent too. I'm saying it definitely has to come with the talent
But
too.
I don't think grit has. I think the reason Tatum don't get it is because of like it's been argued. He's not even the highest paid player on the team. It goes
Mhm.
back and forth who's the best player. The team, even outside of those two, the team is loaded. They
Yeah,
had
he
like,
didn't even get Finals MVP. Damn.
there's like three
He
dudes.
didn't get Eastern Conference Finals MVP either.
Oh damn, that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
shout out
I
to the
didn't
bro-
realize that.
Shout out to Jalen.
Jalen, yeah, no lefty.
Yeah.
No, and
No
so
left.
I think that's why Tatum doesn't get put in that debate. So I think there's reasons, but I think there are people like Ant gonna be up there. You got your boy SGA, he's coming, and like Luka had a bad year, not a bad year, but he switched teams in the middle. But
Luka's done enough so far to be
put left in that conversation.
like he could be in the running.
How old is Jokic? Is he in the new? Or what
See, that's another
generation?
one. I think that
where we put him?
like
Because he got to
Jokic,
be in there.
Jokic, if he gets
He got to
one,
be in there.
well, he has to win some chips. Like he has one. I think that when introducing a person into the GOAT debate, I don't know of anybody that's under 3 chips that's in the GOAT debate.
But I mean, there's
He like accomplishment wise.
I mean,
I think that he has. But
then outside of all those other
Why would
people,
Chips-
SGA ain't got a ring, Ant ain't got a ring, or Luka. He's the only
why
one.
would Chips have a
because they're
in that? Because I mean, it's a team sport.
It's always
Basketball is
had,
you can dominate basketball. One player can dominate.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't think that it should really be.
No, but
if you're talking about the GOAT, you're talking about an individual.
Yeah,
then why
like
would Chips be a part of it? I can see like
because the end of the goal is to win. And again, with like you said, with basketball, an individual can dominate the game way better than pretty much any other sport.
Football,
yeah, but you could
Yeah.
dominate the game and still not get a chip because your team's bad.
Yeah, I think that usually works when you're younger. Typically, if you're good enough, they'll build a team around you.
Well, I'm saying because
I don't know anybody that's ever been a part of any GOAT debate that doesn't and that has not won. Typically, that's
you gotta win a couple.
Yeah, that ends up being like the empty stats or the stat padding. Like by that metric, what you're saying, like you got to throw James Harden in the GOAT debate. You got to throw Russell Westbrook in the GOAT debate. Like these are niggas that were like all-time dominant and winning and stat stuffers, better than pretty much anybody that you can name, but they didn't win. Like winning's always been the highest metric. If not, Wilt has to be the GOAT.
Bill Russell.
Yeah, like Bill Russell's inside the conversation. He's like top 10 because he won. Like the end part where like you make the shot that puts you over. It's always been a part of it. With SGA, Shea, and whatchamacallit, they're so young in their career to where right now the conversation is when they get it and how many they get. But like they've set the groundwork to be a part of they could be conversation, if that makes sense.
But that's why I asked about Jokic because he has won.
But no, I think
Giannis too. They said Giannis in there too. I think Giannis, with his one, like I think they're the ones that are currently like LeBron.
I think they're right there on the edge of it. To me, they gotta win now, 1 to 2 more.
Like you bet immediately.
Yeah, because they have everything else. They had the scoring titles. They have they have like whichever version of how you want to stack accolades. They got MVPs, Defensive Player of the Years, or like just different versions of things. Like Jokic just averaged a triple-double this year. Like they have these outlier things. The last thing they got to do is win, in my opinion.
A couple.
A couple. Like if you put 2 in there, I put Jokic career over Shaq. He went 2, got 2. More MVPs, higher scoring average, higher assists. Like so, his point to
best center of all time.
It's hard.
It just looks bad.
If he continues,
how does it look bad?
I think
comparatively to Shaq, like it just looks like fucking domination.
You can argue that Shaq looked bad with no skills. Like Shaq was Shaq couldn't shoot, couldn't really pass. He was just bigger than everybody, and he played football on the basketball court. Jokic can actually shoot. He's hitting half court shots. He bringing the ball up full court, then dishing. like I
don't know. I just like the
you
older
could argue
brand of basketball.
but I'm just a Laker fan, so it's hard for me to even like fathom somebody being better. But if you break it down though, like
burping that baby.
But let's also go to the music side of it too. Just thinking about it, I think that
too soon.
I think that streaming has a lot to do with the music side of it. I think that once you once you got away from like niggas actually buying albums and like getting this, I think the fan base is built differently now. And like this idea of like cult following, I don't think that and then it's so many artists all at the same time.
I think social media had a lot to do with it too, because like when you say cult following, like a lot of these dudes can just get 100,000, 500, 1 million followers without really putting music out. And then when you finally do put music out, the wave comes from the virality of it, not necessarily the quality of it.
There's still a couple young or newer acts that have cult following. NBA YoungBoy for sure.
Yeah.
Playboy Cardi for sure.
But I'm saying, but that's not necessarily just. You think that's only off the music, or because they're not really.
Yeah, he don't even do interviews like that.
Well, you're right about those.
Yeah, actually, neither one of those two.
Question. Is Playboy Cardi black?
Yeah, he's black.
Oh, okay.
He from Atlanta too. I didn't realize.
Is he?
I didn't realize he was from Atlanta.
It's not my kind of music at all. I don't understand it, but
he got that one song that's good
of people that for the past 8 years.
It's been a little minute.
Cult. This nigga, what do he be talking about? He be talking about demon music.
I don't. I
This
think he
nigga
just
look
makes
like-
party music. I don't know. I don't listen to his
Why he
music
look like
that.
he looked like some on some Travis Scott shit or some shit.
Yeah, I think that he probably makes like Travis Scottish music.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest kind of yeah.
That
But he got
Devon-
one song.
Well, that's kind of like a him in a specific thing. Like that's not how he usually looks. I'll say that too.
But well, never mind. I don't really care that much. But it seemed like that looked like some demonic shit. That picture right there.
Oh, man. I've seen some like, cause didn't he have the upside down crosses and stuff? Was that him?
See,
No, I think
that
that's
bullshit.
21 Savage and
Yeah.
all them boys.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm getting them confused.
Yeah, I don't think he has like any face tattoos or anything like that. Uzi Vert would be like another one that had that.
Yeah. Weirdos. But yeah, I understand that. I think it was a good question because like even when you look at like boxing, you know what I mean? We could say what Canelo was like the most recent addition.
Bud ain't this Bud in the
But-
GOAT?
but-
Oh, they
is
about to
that-
fight too, ain't it?
Yeah,
No, Canelo just
faced-
fought somebody else last night.
Yeah, he
though.
did.
Who, did he win?
I don't know.
I was just about to
didn't
ask
watch
that.
Like the fight's set up for September, so I could
Man, but
imagine.
I don't like seeing people fight other people when we want to see him and
But they announced the fight though.
Yeah, they announced the fight.
yeah, but that's how fights get pushed back and like that's how like I don't know.
And then did you see
I'd rather see
Canelo didn't look so much bigger than Crawford when they was standing right beside each other. He actually didn't look so much bigger than him, which I thought was like, oh shit, okay. Crawford is putting his weight on the goddamn, you know what I mean? Hey, that's gonna be one right there.
that's gonna be the fight
that.
that's gonna ruin black and brown unity in this country.
You said there's black and brown unity.
It's gonna ruin it because it's like all the Mexicans on Canelo's side and all the black.
You said
folk.
there's black and brown unity.
Well, if there was, it's not gonna be after that fight.
Oh, you said if there was.
Yeah, I said it could ruin it.
You got like to ruin something, it has to be a thing.
Oh well, then I don't know. Okay, maybe we ain't got no unity with our.
I'm asking, maybe you think that.
I thought that, yeah.
Okay.
What you say Crawford when he go? Oh no, if Crawford win that fight, he definitely is in there. I think he's definitely in
I
there.
done stirred
Yeah.
up. I done stirred up the.
And I'd say, yeah, I put him over your boy Floyd just off the fact that he fought the guys we wanted him to fight.
No, I give him that.
When
Yeah.
he should have fought him.
Yeah. Had that boy looking
And I
like
think that like even that undefeated thing, that's Floyd actually was bad for boxing. I think that his record was actually bad for boxing. Because niggas are literally not trying to fight each other because they don't want that.
well, the way he got that record is bad for boxing, in my opinion. Like him being undefeated, who cares? Like I think that could be fire. But if you're undefeated from being super strategic with how you take your fights,
Mhm.
then it's like, you just gonna fight niggas all I'm gonna fight all the niggas out their prime.
No, he fought Canelo before he even got there.
Or yeah,
And
still out their prime.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Honestly, I think that, and then like with that 50-0 thing, it made it so that like if a fighter loses, niggas the crowd, he might as well retire. Like, bro, you supposed to fucking lose, bro.
Mhm.
That's what you mean. You if you're a warrior, you lose sometimes.
Well, I ain't gonna
and
say
that's
you're
what gets you.
supposed to lose, but
Bro, nobody's fucking gonna if you're fighting the best people
I mean,
at the time, you're
you just
going
gotta-
to lose.
But I'm saying
you just gotta know when to get out
the
of it.
original GOATs have lost. Like Muhammad
And all
Ali
of them.
wasn't undefeated. Mike Tyson wasn't
Because the thing
undefeated.
is that
Like,
you're not going to be your best every day. Every time you get in the ring, you're not going to have your best day. So it's going to happen. It's just that your main motherfucker just have a better day than you. It's not that he can whoop you, but he may just have a better day than you.
Just gotta
And
get
that's
out
why
of there.
that's why you don't even get like the three fights trilogy Jones. Like, you know what I mean? You get motherfucker fight 3 times and everybody want to see it every time.
you still get that sometimes.
Yeah, we
When
just
was
seen
the
that
last
with them.
time?
Fury,
Yeah, about to say we see
Tyson Fury, and
Wilder?
Wilder. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Man,
3 of
that's
them
bum
motherfuckers.
shit.
Nah, everybody wanted to see
Wilder
all
was
3
a
of them.
bum.
Like you could feel how you want about it. Everybody wanted
you
to see
see
it.
was
it. Trilogy.
boasting
It was a
about-
trilogy though.
Yeah, it
It
was a
was-
trilogy
it
that
was.
everybody looked
And it
at.
was a good
I ain't
one.
watched
Like
it.
they weren't the best fighters, but the one when motherfucker resurrected himself.
Yeah, no, that shit
that's
was
classic.
fire.
Like, that was a
That
classic
shit
boxing
was. I
moment.
ain't gonna lie to you.
Like you got to give.
And
I
even
think
the
that
one
the
where like he
heavyweight-
knocked him down the second one too, didn't he?
I don't remember this.
Yeah, I think the second one, Fury was hit. Like he put him down, maybe
Oh,
a
and then he
couple
kept-
times,
yeah,
and then he popped his ass.
He just said Crawford resume
trash.
trash. Crawford resume is like that. He did fight Gamboa late, but he whooped the shit out of Gamboa. He fought Porter. He's what? And he whooped Porter. You see what Spence fought Porter? Spence was having some trouble.
What
I'm saying
Spence look like
Spence
after that
wouldn't
fight?
like Spence like kind of got called out. Like
My dog Spence.
yeah,
He didn't think his teeth was aligned no more.
Oh no, y'all,
That nigga-
bro, I fuck with Spence was
How
my
you-
guy.
How you knock a nigga jaw loose?
Knock a nigga shit.
Man, nah, I think that Crawford probably.
Nigga look like Martin after that damn fight, boy.
Tommy Hearns
Yeah.
got to hold his ass.
You can't stop the rain.
Nah, he did. He whipped the shit out of him. And you see, Ryan Garcia got
Ryan,
knocked
yeah,
out.
he got because
Yeah.
Ryan Mexican Wilder.
Yeah, what was it? That was
One
Romelo
punch.
before,
Bro,
right?
he can fight better than Wilder can fight.
Not much better.
No, yeah, he
Not
can
much
fight
better.
Man, Wilder fucking feet.
Ryan got one punch.
Wilder got one punch.
That's why I said they.
But he actually, but he's still. It's just,
say.
he moves. He's more athletic. Wilder just looked like. He just looked like trash. He just sitting there trying to set up that straight right hand over and over and over
That's
and
what
over and
Garcia
over.
do. That's why he got his ass.
But it looks so much better. Like Garcia, he looks like a fighter.
That's because Ryan Garcia is like he more of a showman, but he ain't a better boxer.
No, he's a better boxer.
He's
Bro.
not a better boxer than
But he
Wilder.
got hit. Rolly whooped his ass the other night though.
Yeah. Hey, this is a quick tangent, but we're gonna get right back on point. Hey, TBI, tap in the chat really quickly. Tell me if you if you think this should or shouldn't happen. There's been some shaking up inside the FBA streets, and I just want to get your opinion.
Oh shit.
So is reparations only for black people who are descendants of slavery, or if you was just black in America, but you don't have no descendants of slavery inside your lineage at all, you still also get reparations?
How? Why would you get reparations?
Listen,
You gotta let the FBA talk.
I want TBI to
You
let
gotta
me
let
know
the FBA talk.
which way he would lean in this. This seemed to be some contention. A couple of the FBA brothers felt different ways, and I just
It was
love to
pretty
know.
hilarious.
But nonetheless, we can get back into the GOAT debate unless we're done with. Do we make room for new GOATs? Do we make it hard for new GOATs to come?
I think
Is every growing generation
just
less? Huh?
That's the truth. The second part, you say every generation, we pretty much put what we love about our time in a box by itself, and these are the only
that's the
motherfuckers that
goats.
can qualify,
Mhm.
and that's what we do.
And the rest of them niggas is trash.
I literally
Older
do
and
the same
younger.
thing. Like I generally don't. Like I listen to old music. Like I listen to shit from
so-
when I was, you know what I mean, in my youthful day. Like to me, that is the best sound of music.
So okay,
The full band sound, anthem sound, and you know what I mean. And I got memories to this shit. So like I don't even this new shit to me. Most of it is mid. Most of the new shit is mid. To me.
so you're saying that like there's no way that an artist could come out today and you see them as the GOAT. There's nothing an artist could do.
I think they
I
have
mean,
to take
he
the
would-
GOAT. For me, they just got to take the GOAT path.
Which would be-
If I was to say,
As an artist,
if
what's
I was
the
to throw
GOAT path?
somebody out there that I think right now could, just
JID.
depending on how it goes, I think JID's in the running.
Yeah, JID
Um,
could get it. I think JID could.
So
get
it
it.
is
He could
possible.
walk. He could
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
the GOAT path.
But see,
He
it's
still
also
got a difficult way to run, but yeah, his skill set and
What do you mean? What do you mean he got a difficult way? What is that? What is it that you feel qualifies an artist as the GOAT?
Oh, I think that like he has to find his way to tap into commercial success.
Okay, I can see that. That right there would
That's going to
one.
be his hardest thing. Like he can make
You think
really,
so?
Yes, because of like he can make really good like records for like that we love, that you know, like very like specific versions of people love.
I feel
He
like
hasn't
work would've
had
done it.
his-
work should have be to me. Work should do that. Like it has that sound, that feel,
I don't
and
I,
everything.
like. I don't know if that's like a extremely like it's shit that we like. I don't know if like it's going to get the commercial appeal yet. I don't know if he's
Oh, yeah,
had
he
those
would probably
things
not
yet.
get the kids.
Well,
That's going to be the
but
hard
more-
part because in order to get the commercial, you got to get the kids. It's got
Not
to be almost
necessarily.
like a generational.
I don't even know
thing.
if you have to like specifically get the kids as much as it just has to be palatable. Like for example, like Wale never had like songs for the kids,
Well, it's not.
but like he
it's
made
not-
really good relationship songs
But
that
it's-
went commercial.
But, okay. We do
so-
not consider him in the GOAT. You just
Well,
use him
No, I'm
as
just
an
saying like
example that had-
as an example
Okay.
of a rapper that
Yeah.
found a way to get commercial appeal.
Yeah.
Outside of commercial
Also,
appeal,
you're
though,
gonna have
I
to
think
get the male and female. That's that dynamic right there is gonna have to be generally. If
Or you got to get a big like to me. I don't think that
Big
Cole
on
has
one
a
side
big
or
like
the other.
female audience.
you said
it's-
who?
Like Cole. as much as he's had like a really big
or no,
like,
it's not even commercial
hip-hop.
success. It's a lot of it is you got to have that cultural impact. Like J. Cole ain't necessarily commercial, but you see what he did with Dreamville.
he has big
Kendrick.
But he also has commercial success.
Yeah, but he's more. I feel like he's known more for his cultural impact versus his commercial success.
And that
Where
time
Drake, I think, is
too.
the opposite. He's known more for his commercial success,
Not his cultural.
not his cultural. But I think you got to have a mix. You got to be able to impact. You got to sell. You got to be able to go on tour. But it also has to be something that's culturally relevant, because you'll see artists that'll sell that don't necessarily stick around with the culture, and it's just one big hit, and then you kind of just fall off. But I think the GOATs is something that, like, even to the day, the Biggies, the Tupacs, the Jay-Z, it's all a cultural thing that like we resonate with, why we consider them the GOAT.
Yeah. Shout out TBI. That's what I was thinking. I was just wondering.
What do you say?
Reparations is only for descendants of enslaved people in America.
So what made you ask that? What was being said? Who was on the other side of it?
Oh yeah, shout out to our guy FBA Trey. He
Trey
doesn't
was
believe
on the other side?
Yeah, he thinks that like if you
was
wasn't
a
like
free
a descendant,
black.
well, not because a free black would still have descendants of, like if you were freed as a black, you would have descendants of slavery still. Like you would have slavery in your lineage.
So who?
This is for like people that
Trey, don't
never
make no
not.
sense.
And again, like this will go into like the native, black native thing and all that. And that's like
so he was talking about the individual, but
like somebody that didn't ever, but they were here in America. And I was like, I thought reparations was for like that was old
debt.
from
Exactly. Like if nothing happened to you, how the fuck do you qualify?
But yeah, Old Head was is that his name? Was it Old Head or Old Man?
Old Man.
Old Man, yeah. Old Man was a part of the conversation. He was a new FBA guy.
Oh yeah, I seen them trying to fry your ass about that rap shit. Something about hip hop with the when he was talking about the DJ.
All I had to do was tap out and let Unc hop in.
Yeah, he was coming to free. He was ready to fry your ass. I'm not saying that he accomplished it. I'm just saying that he was coming in with smoke. He was coming in hot.
He said, "Trey, do these guys always?" I forget what the
no,
word
but that's
was.
true. He the 4v1
antagonize.
Nah, it'd be a 4v1 though. But I love it. I love watching it. But it definitely be feeling like a 4v1.
Well, I be having Trey back
sometimes.
But then until
and then he'd be like, "Well, Johnny, I don't know."
And then I'll be like,
he'll toss you. But I don't know, like
he'll kick me off the boat quick.
You don't be standing strong enough for white women. That's why.
Yeah.
I can't win.
You got to stand stronger. But yeah, I think that like for the most part, we do put our generation, we do kind of put it in a box. But but you have to be like, you know what I mean? You have to be very fucking good. Like, you know what I mean? It has to be, like you said, it has to shift the culture. It almost has to shift the culture.
I hope not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about it on Unpack. But yeah, I agree. I think, but the thing is also, and this is where I think we get into the conversation of like we about to be old niggas, is that the new GOATs aren't going to be people that we approve of.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, like there might be something that closest blend. In a perfect world, like a List Corday could have been somebody that would have been in the running,
not
by the
sense
records. Of how he attempts to still rap well.
You said,
but
who?
He's a young Corday.
Oh, Corday. Oh,
like if he didn't have his lisp and we could believe him a little better, I think that he could have been somebody that we might have wanted to be one of those.
Man, Corday
ain't what? Believable?
I don't know why he doing the trap shit. Why is you talking about doing stuff to people?
I don't get.
Well, I don't know if he. Well,
that record we was listening to earlier had like some tough bars, and it's like, bro, you don't have to do that, bro. You can rap decent. You know what I mean? You can rap good.
He might be trying to just go to Drake GOAT path. Sometimes you could be not from the ilk, and then you could say I got mob ties.
Yeah, that shit ain't gonna work. They need to cut that shit out. You need to cut
I agree with that. I mean, yeah, I think part of being the GOAT too. Well, I can't say that. I was gonna say being authentic, but like I don't necessarily know if all the GOATs are.
Damn, I guess we start learning less and less Kanye said I was tricking them hood niggas. No, he said I was tricking them backpackers. That's what he said. I just really wanted to be around hood niggas.
I ain't gonna get on Kanye because he
he
was tricking a lot of people. he was tricking a lot of people. Speaking of the goats, like okay, here's one. Are there any goats that can like stay undiminished? Like or do like does time kill all goats?
That's a good
Because like I think like as we've seen, like even in the music that like even in sports, that's the one where time is gonna kill your goals. It's like undeniable in sports. Like nobody plays ever. But even in music, we go back and like we see what's happening to Kanye. Are there any of our goats?
That ain't time with Kanye. Kanye's killing his damn self.
Yeah, he wasn't a
That
goat
ain't
of mine
time.
either.
Not as a musician or artist.
Well, he wasn't mine, but I wouldn't argue. If somebody was to place him up there, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I could respect it. Like, I'm the type of person
He
I can
wasn't like
respect
in
it.
my goat debate ever.
Okay, I mean that's fine, but I mean, so
I don't know a lot of niggas that ever put him in like their top fives. You know, y'all know
G
them?
do.
I think
Or
as an
D-
artist,
No, I think
I think
G,
as a-
And
I think
and
as
no,
an
G-
artist
too.
G, Trey, and A Black, they all do / did.
Yeah.
I don't like. He was never part of my goat debate. I don't know any of the, like outside of those, like they all three of those are Kanye fans.
Mm-hmm.
I was a Kanye
I don't really
fan.
know a lot of people outside of them that have those opinions though, that had him in a top 5. I hear Andre 3000 more than I hear Kanye.
Well, I think it just depends on what goat the better. I mean, if you're talking about just bars and rapping, of course. But if you're talking about just like an overall musician or just an artist, I think Kanye has to go up there with what he's done on the rapping and
With the
producer
producer.
side.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's where people are. You know, not nobody say he's the best rapper ever.
So we just talking about like the Dr. Dre Swiss Beats debate,
What's that like? Rapper?
like the big producers that did some rapping too.
Yeah, he's the
No,
best.
but
in
he's
that.
the much better rapper than
all of them niggas.
yeah the other. He's probably is he
He's
the best producing rapper?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
would
would
have
say
to be.
J. Cole's a better one. At that.
Oh yeah, J. Cole.
I don't know.
I
But is
feel
he
you on
a
that. I feel
producer?
you on
Like,
that.
is he like he was never known as a like?
Who?
Yeah,
J.
I mean, he
Cole,
does make
J.
beats
Cole
for
made
people that.
like mad.
Yeah.
Like, hell, the first record that I heard of Kendrick was a J. Cole beat.
It just don't get blasted like that. He don't lead with production as much as like Kanye kind of leads with it a little bit stronger. He kind of like, you know what I mean? He just doing that shit in the background. And if you know, you know, but most motherfuckers don't even know. You know what I mean? But Kanye
I think,
is like
he
more
produced
in
like
your
half
face.
of a Anderson .Paak out. Like he does, but a bunch of production.
No, I know he
I mean,
does.
I know he makes beats, but we talking about he's a goat level producer.
But my thing is that
like, I mean,
what you said was rapping and producing.
Uh-huh.
the best that does the best of both. I don't think like.
But to me, then
I wouldn't put Cole.
But then I like that's where like that's such a weird little thing because there's producers that have bigger catalogs that also rap. Like Dr. Dre, hell, you could still say that Dr. Dre got a classic rap album.
Yeah, no,
2 of them maybe.
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't say?
Look, I'll give you one.
All right, so
Chronic.
what about 2001?
Yeah.
So we just saying that like what are we saying right now?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't never been a fan, so I that's just.
I mean,
So you didn't like 2001?
no, I don't like the sound.
I liked a couple songs off of it, but I ain't gonna say I was like listening to it. Like, wasn't
Okay.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
So-
the South sound.
So nonetheless, are we going to say like, as a producer, Dr. Dre's discography is not way bigger and better than Kanye?
Hey,
Kanye got a catalog now. I
Yeah,
he has a catalog.
I'm just saying, I like
the whole
Kanye got a
West-
catalog.
and Dre has the whole West Coast.
Yeah, he does. I respect it. That's why I ain't trying to shit on it.
I mean, Kanye
respect
got a
it,
whole
but
John.
My preference would be
But
Kanye.
right now,
Dr.
we're not
Dre
even
is
talking
probably
about,
a better producer.
we're not talking
Is a
preference
bigger
right now.
producer.
A bigger
for
Yeah,
sure.
that's why I said like we're
Yeah.
not talking like
Yeah.
preference. That's why I said like bigger.
Dr. Dre's probably a bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, but Kanye's the bigger rapper, so they
Yeah.
kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a way bigger rapper than Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Probably.
So that thing,
It's more than it's
Oh
definitely.
no, but to me, like, no,
probably.
I guess like to me, I look at them so similar that they both say that I don't write my raps and they get groups of people to come and write their shit.
But was Kanye doing that before though?
Yeah, Kanye wasn't.
He wasn't
always
doing that. Was he doing that during the?
When he was trying to get on with Jay-Z, college dropout. He
college dropout.
Yes, like
he didn't.
Why are we like rewriting history?
No. I'm asking the question because I don't know.
The answer is yes. That's what Rhymefest was around for. That's what Consequence was around for. That's what I'm forgetting the other guy. Like Kanye's always been a group project person.
Okay. Well, he got to wear that. I don't respect group project shit. He got to wear that. I don't respect that. I still love the albums, but I don't acknowledge you. Not a rapper, bro.
GLC, that's the other person out there.
You a motherfucking actor.
Oh, yeah, he was tough too.
You do movies, bro.
So, yeah,
it was a good producer though.
Let's shit on some more goats. Who else we got?
Who else we got?
Yeah, shout out to Anthony Edwards. He putting heads on the mantle right now. But
any talking shit and being gritty while doing it. So I respect that.
Yeah,
that old fucking playful, loving all of the players and dapping each other up, trying to be friends and shit all the time. That shit's gay.
And then
it's bad for sports, bro. You supposed to want to kill a nigga, bro.
No, what the Pistons did in 04 was bad.
I'm not talking about that. You ain't got to sports. Yeah, you ain't got to do that.
But my favorite thing is that like it goes through it, but like he's such an infectious personality too.
Mm-hmm.
Like from the interview, he said, what I love is that they said Lakers in 5. It ended up being Wolves in 5. So then you see him then walking through the hall saying Ant-Man,
Batman, Superman,
Lakers in 5, right? So he strode. Then he go outside and walk the streets after the game, talking big shit.
Yeah, I love that. I didn't see it, but
like
I love it.
He drags. Like that's if it's one thing I love about him.
You gotta respect the building like that. You gotta.
My nigga walked outside.
You gotta have. That's why you gotta have more respect, bro. You can't just
make him respect.
Have more respect.
That nigga putting goat heads on the
Staples Arena, bro. What the fuck is?
I hope he don't get Steph, my guy. So I hope he don't get Steph, but he might put Steph head on the man.
Can he be your goat if he don't take care of his kids?
Can he be my? Are we talking about basketball? Yeah, he could be my basketball goat if he don't take care of his kids. Hell, that got to do with anything.
No,
that's like what them women be saying.
You got to separate the man from the basketball player.
Oh, okay. I guess I got to try to be consistent. Because if I still bump R. Kelly, girl, hey, I will still bump that shit. So I got to be consistent. You know what I mean? To me, I appreciate that call out. Yeah, I appreciate that. Keep me honest.
In my opinion, nothing a nigga do off the court has anything to do with them in a GOAT debate.
I had to go with you now. That was good.
All right,
you gotta win one. But yeah, we done.
That's why I'm saying like usually they're saying that he's on the trajectory. They're not saying he's a GOAT now.
Okay,
he's just walking the path.
He's starting out. He's starting out. We want to catch some of these comments?
If you want to read, I'm not about to try and split my eyes. Shout out, Fat Boy. What's going on, bro?
What up?
No, I'll read a couple of them. Go up. I can see that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can stop right there. That's
right.
I ain't trying. We got a lot of them. Yeah, we go back to the fight. They say, Wilder one punch different. Floyd in his prime
buzz.
Floyd had Wilder had the highest KO rate in history,
and he was buzz.
Floyd in his prime was good times. The Mexican and white boys hated to see me after the fight. Now, that's
oh no,
he over there in Cali, I want to say. So yeah,
them some real MS-13 boys. They was gonna fuck them up. Reparations.
Hey, Fat Boy, you hear that? Go ahead.
Or try to. My bad. Yeah.
Well, no, that's something different.
Reparations is only for descendants of enslaved people in America.
You hear that, Fat Boy? I ain't say it.
I just read it.
Oh, Fat Boy believed that everybody should get it too.
Yeah. I think that Fat Boy said that like it's cutting the pie too thin or something. I don't know. I didn't think that I'd be the one that's like, well, if we're gonna get the reparations, it should be for people that were slaves because that's what the reparations.
Well, I thought
that's what I thought
this whole time.
Me too.
I think that's what the word reparation
that's what Trey was saying too. I didn't know Trey was saying something different.
It's a new world.
I didn't know that.
That's an interesting development.
Yeah, I was told it. I was told my opinion. I was told my opinion was asinine for taking it. I say,
how you give a nigga money for niggas getting slapped and you ain't get slapped?
Yeah.
Fuck you getting the check for?
I don't know. Listen, I don't have the hardest answer, so that's why, like,
Good.
you know, I eventually let him and Old Man have it out. I just thought it was an interesting nuance that I didn't think that I was like on a weird hill, but it was interesting.
Are you indigenous or FBA? Trey really got me confused at this point. BB King was the king of blues from the 40 to the day that he died.
Hey,
I guess that's talking about the goats. That's when.
Oh yeah.
That's-
So let me ask you this: Is anybody? Does anybody got some center shit that we gonna get off?
I ain't seen.
No. All right. If not, then I just want to throw this out really, really quickly. It's so interesting that when I move like anywhere outside of like a very specific like sect, when you ask and break down a movie and all the deep parts with niggas, it never breaks down into a diaspora war. Yet, like only thing that I be hearing inside like certain chats, it'd be like diaspora war from sinners. Like the whole like
the music
thing, the whole religion thing. Nobody else cares. Like that's not even a thing that most people are reading into inside the movie at all. And I just thought it was interesting that like it's such a hyper niche of a thing that people getting really upset about.
I mean, it's a good movie, and I do think it.
Oh no, it is a great movie.
Great movie, man. It stokes. And shout out to Michael B. Jordan. That's some of the best acting I've seen in a long time. To be able to do
Michael B. Jordan is like that though.
But like, I don't know if you're gonna go see it.
I probably won't.
But the way
you can't spoil it, you ain't gonna spoil it.
Oh, okay,
you can say whatever.
Yeah, but the way he acted and like he played two twins.
And a lot of times,
amazing.
Well, he does
acting.
get some pushback, some critique on his acting. There's some niggas that say that he really not the best actor. I think that it's hard to say that he didn't do his thing.
I don't know where I'd have to see. I haven't seen too much critique on him.
Yeah. I've seen it was a couple, like from the Creeds to the Black Panther. They usually don't be.
No, I'm talking about this movie particular.
Oh no, I'm saying like yes, this one. If you have a critique of his acting, you're hating. That's my opinion.
Ain't he in the what is that? What is that? The debate movie or one of those? Wasn't he in that that debate movie?
That's the Great Debaters.
No, not the Great Debaters.
He was in there.
It was another debate movie. We move on.
Great Debaters was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
Denzel.
Goddamn, Denzel got some shit.
That's another Denzel movie motherfuckers forget about too.
I'm still on the side of Will Smith, but
no, Denzel way better.
Hey, I get it, bro. I get flack on this every time. Like for me, I like Will Smith's. I think his diversity of his catalog puts him over Denzel. But
it's one of the wildest takes.
Hey, I don't mind that. Y'all, what's the smoke?
What's the diversity of like he talking about that one time he played a sad dad?
He played the concussion doctor too that one time.
Oh, this nigga played
that bad accent.
7 pounds. This nigga did 7 pounds. This motherfucker did Shark Tales. Like, come on, bro.
He did some voice acting and he played a sad dad.
And he did Hancock, Our Robot, motherfucking.
Denzel did Malcolm X.
All of that.
Denzel did Malcolm X. I was telling somebody this when I was a
kid. He did Ali. I didn't even watch that movie, but he did Ali.
When I was a kid, I used to think Denzel was Malcolm X. Like there was a little,
nigga.
like there was, no, like that's how good he did Malcolm X,
bro. I ain't trying to take nothing.
I remember when I found out Malcolm X wasn't Denzel. I was like, wait a
classic role.
Motherfucking John Q.
Yeah,
that motherfucker was Shale.
Training Day,
Shale.
Like, come on, Equalizer.
Yeah, that nigga, he
got some shit. What's the one with the little white girl that he was?
And don't
was that Man on Fire?
Man on Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got some shit.
Unstoppable Flight. He got a bunch of.
We gonna act like what's that football movie we watched every time?
Remember the Temptation? Not remember the Titans.
Nigga, that's Cuba. Flight Temptation.
My dog said, "We gonna remember David Ruffin." Go ahead.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Remember? Yeah.
We talking acting. That's the go to.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah, I think that's a bad take.
Hands
I think that
down.
you're trying to dethrone a real goat, and Denzel.
My nigga got. He just did. They did the
what's
remake
like Fences.
Shale. Fences was Shale.
Yeah, great one. Yeah,
that's a great one.
He got too many, bro. You can't.
Yeah.
What you call it? Just did Aladdin too.
Who?
Will Smith.
No, nobody.
Did he get points for that?
That was actually kind of bad.
That wasn't that good, honestly.
Will Smith got bad movies too. Wild Wild West was a bad.
But during the time, it wasn't.
I enjoyed Wild Wild West when I was a kid.
Yeah, when
as
you
a
was a
kid,
kid,
I
come
did.
on now,
If
you
you watch that shit back,
Yeah,
I ain't
nah,
watched
that
it
shit
back.
buzzed. Yeah, I watched it back. I attempted to watch some of it back. That shit was buzz as hell.
you need bullets.
The invention and shit was buzz. Like, it was buzz.
To the Wild Wild West.
That was a time, boy.
Yeah. So well, where we going? We got memes. So y'all want to do one more?
Yeah, I guess we can go memes
Let's
if that's cool with y'all.
Oh.
Got him up out of there.
Got his ass.
Fair.
It's a psychology game.
That's
This the fuck is not
You can go first for that.
fire. All right.
The cue that I'll go last.
Well, I'm
You
gonna
wanna
start
get
with your
mine?
dumb ass 100 versus the gorilla tape. I'm gonna start there.
Oh, I believe in man, bro. And the expert said 30 to 40 men could take a gorilla.
What you were saying was a mutation earlier before we had started.
It wasn't a gorilla.
What was the
But it was
mutation?
something that you were saying about like with animals and gorillas and mutations or something. What you were saying?
You think 100 community members could take a gorilla?
When you say community members, what you mean
What
by
community you talking about?
that? What do you mean by that?
I'm not getting canceled on this fine Sunday.
Oh no, let's start here, bro. And I'm gonna get some Charleston White shit in too. But let's start here. Go to Buddy with the hood open, trying to goddamn
I
work
don't
on
know.
this car.
You're gonna have to look up here.
Right there.
That one right there.
This?
Yeah,
Okay.
this a quick one.
Oh, damn.
Change her oil. I ain't found no motherfucking oil yet. Man, I done took all this shit off. I don't even know where the fucking oil is in this bitch. I ain't even know how to fix cars.
This
I'm just
nigga got
trying
the
to
fucking
impress her.
manifold
So I
off and
change the
everything.
oil. Bro, I done took the hood off. I don't even know what the fuck this is.
You ain't even in
But
the
I
right
still ain't
spot
found
for
no
the oil.
motherfucking oil. Where the fuck is the oil, y'all? God damn.
This nigga, boy.
What is he putting it in?
See, I ain't gonna lie. I've been putting it down there.
That nigga tripping, bro.
Hoping, goddamn it.
Oh, that
This
car ain't
where
gonna
I
start.
change the oil at, but I'm
Well,
trying,
It ain't gonna
goddamn it.
start.
I don't fucking know.
My nigga done pull plugs off and everything. This
But my
motherfucker.
thing is,
Don't
time
fucking
out. Why would you keep on going if you don't know what the fuck you're doing? And that is a YouTube
But I'm
search away. The
deep
same
in this.
YouTube we on right now.
Right, the same one you own.
The same YouTube we all on right now. You can get in there and type in what kind of car it is.
My nigga is under the. He took the motherfucking hood off the motherfucker.
That's not even.
I thought that was hilarious.
You in the
Me and
wrong-
Owen sharing real tears laughing.
You
at
in the
that
wrong
shit.
region, bro. But boy, in the Pacific Northwest.
Nigga tripping. All right, go up to the one with the red background. It says the 100 man versus the gorilla Jones for Johnny. Right there.
This?
Mm-hmm.
I heard a lot of black people be like, that silverback's gonna them up, and I was like, I trust black people in this because it's such a white like all the white
Yes.
people are being like, we'd them up, and all the black people are like, that gorilla would them up, and I'm like, I trust black people at assessing danger more than I do white people because white people suck at assessing danger. We
That
always
is the best argument you made.
because we always think
Yeah.
like Traven said it yesterday. It's like, yeah, dude, a bunch of these Joe Rogan are being like, we don't even need 100. Me and my buddy on HGH, we could this up. But when I saw a bunch of black people being like, that silver, I was like, yeah, man, like black people have a better radar for I don't know about that than white people. Like when it comes to I don't know about that, they score 99% on the combine test.
But I don't know about that. It's about survival.
I heard a lot of black people.
Yeah.
See, but that's why white people have taken over the world because they ain't scared of shit. And that's why they come to every country, every continent, and they usually fuck up because they have a fear. But it can be done. It could be to say that.
So you saying niggas too scary for revolution?
You said that.
What are you saying?
Said that. I
But
said
that do sound like what you said.
I said
though.
we could
What
take,
you
I said
saying?
100 of
Take it
us
a
could
step
take a
further.
gorilla.
No, you talking about
I said 100 of us
Well, I
could take
get
a
that.
gorilla.
So why were you talking about like that's
he
why they
said-
conquered the world?
Because they're not scared.
But you so in terms
I didn't
of
say
saying
nothing
that
about black
people
people.
are scared.
I didn't say you said that.
No, that was
no,
you.
but you branched it off of
said
him.
that.
No, you said him saying. You said black people assessing danger. That's why white people conquered the world or some shit like that.
Yeah, they died too. You know, they took some L's, but they eventually. You have to face your fears, and you have to go to.
So you're saying that we're scared then?
No, I said white people aren't. I said white people are.
All right,
Doesn't
bro.
believe it there, but
Do you believe that black people are scared and they're good at assessing danger?
I believe we're good at assessing danger. Yes, I don't know if we're scared. I don't know.
So why'd you like compare us? All right,
Yeah,
Johnny.
he compared us. I'm just saying he
Johnny don't want to say it. It's all right.
He just fucked around and slipped in a box on accident.
Like a Panama man, like how the fuck I get out this bitch?
So a question: How you
That was a
think about-
waterproof box right there, Johnny.
And he volunteered to jump in the motherfucker, and when he got in there, was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, we talking about gorillas and complimenting black folk. You say, well, that's why white people won the world. Like,
They're not scared. Hey.
It's still going.
yeah.
Oh, all right. How y'all feel about Charleston White?
He's a provocateur. I ain't got a lot of great.
How you feel about it?
He funny. I don't really take like a lot of that shit.
That's my
serious.
guy, bro. I fuck with him tough.
He's funny though.
I fuck with him tough.
He can be funny. Sometimes he be funny.
Play my
You gotta
guy.
tell me which way I'm going. Is he up?
Oh no,
I
you
think
went
it's
too far
low.
now.
I think he.
Oh, there you go.
You come off, and it's like because of social media, the way that sometimes we are perceiving you, it's like you thriving off bullshit.
That's my intention.
No shade.
That's my
I
intention.
mean,
Because this is what I know. Everybody on social media bullshitting. I ain't never seen nobody post an eviction notice. I ain't never seen nobody post they argument when them and they woman arguing with each other. Everybody is pretending on social media. So I came online to be a villain. I came up with a delivery that's so cold. Not only have it's got me rich, it's got me famous. So when I come offline, I come to be a good dad, an honest man, and a community leader. I come online to show my dick, tell a hoe suck my dick, bitch, fuck your mama. I come to be the lyrics that I listen to because I wanted to hold a mirror up to black people and say, this what we love.
you come off, and it's like because of social media, the way that
What do you think about that? I feel like when he first came out, of course I was with everybody. Like this nigga, when he was saying like the fuck nip, and when he was doing all of the rapper thing, that whole thing he was doing earlier on, I wasn't feeling it. You know what I mean? But then
I'm still not feeling it. That shit was too.
What I mean-
Well, I didn't feel the most recent thing he did about
What's
the
that?
kid in Texas.
what's that?
Oh, that shit was corny. Like his take about the
the little kid that got killed with her dad at the car wash or some shit like that.
not even that. I was talking
the,
about the
Carmelo.
the Carmelo
Yeah.
Carmelo thing, and like how his framing of Black America off of that shit. It was just like, all right, bro.
I think what he does, in a way, I mean, he's trying to spin it to be like.
He's just saying I get online and troll. I don't know if I need to congratulate a nigga.
What's the
trolling.
word for somebody that they're like morally good? Like you trying to act like you're like taking this moral high road. Oh, but really you're just doing a selfish thing at the expense of black people, at the expense of our perception.
Do you think so? So let me ask you this. So
Like when you get on there and talk some of this shit about some of the people you do, like he got rich and famous, but some of that was at the expense of Nipsey's family. You know,
how was it at the expense of him?
Because
what did they lose, or he just saying some bullshit,
just talking shit about
Right.
somebody who
My
did
thing
that when you don't have to. And,
No, I understand, I
and
understand.
so, but now if you're claiming that, that was just a troll, I was doing it just to get rich. So
No,
you're
no,
doing
it's
it
not-
at the expense of certain. Most of the time, it's black people. Carmelo.
Oh no, it's always black people.
It's
So the
always
thing-
black people. Yeah.
So the thing is that like, do you not think that there's a underlying? Because
Has he
Excuse
helped
me.
our community at any?
well, I mean, based on he's done hella. I mean, you can listen to him run down all of this community shit that he done.
With
Hey,
the,
with
with the
the-
trolling though, what is?
Well, I
the
mean, he didn't.
trolling
That ain't that. What at the end of the day, what he's saying is those are two different people. So like, I'll get on here and bullshit, and then in real life, we get the fucking them being able to kill, give minors the death penalty or life in prison. He was like spearheaded them abolishing that shit.
And that's
So
cool.
like
But you're
that's
still-
a really that's bigger than me saying fuck a rapper. Like I'm actually doing shit that's way bigger in real life On here, I'm just fucking
Exactly.
around.
But if you're doing
But
that,
what I'm
you
saying-
don't
why
have
you
to
need
say
it-
you don't have to say fuck that dead
But
rapper
listen,
when that's a real black person. They got
I-
real family, and you just
Okay,
doing it.
well,
at
all
this-
the
it's
trolling
more
shit he
into
does.
it. It's more. It's see, like I listen to it. I understand what you said because I literally didn't. I fucking didn't understand. Didn't really like him at all because of it. But then when you sit and listen to him talk about like, and you know, I agree with this shit. Like the shit that the whole rapper thing. Like the biggest rappers that we got. I ain't gonna say the biggest ones, but majority of the rappers are pretty much negative for black culture in general. Like talk about the
But he don't
worst
stop
parts
his
of black.
trolling at black mean rappers.
I
Like, he just
understand that.
talks
I'm not
down
saying
on black people
what
a
I'm
lot.
saying is that I'm not gonna sit here and act like I agree with. I just started with saying I didn't agree with. You know what I mean, the shit. You know what I mean? I don't agree with everything anybody say. You know what I mean? I don't agree with everything anybody say. But this nigga here, bro, I think that Charleston be actually having some. He be dropping some gems. What's up?
Oh no, it's Fat Boy responding back to the thing. He's on the side that you ain't have to be enslaved slavery to get reparations. But
Damn, John.
yeah, no, I can't
Oh,
really.
you want me to read it?
Yeah, can you read it for me?
Yeah, reparation is lineage based, not just about slavery. If you can trace your folks over here, you are entitled to reparations. Simple as that. They not finna weed out folks who wasn't enslaved and who was, or who was enslaved and who wasn't.
And honestly, like to think about it, even if you weren't a slave, if you were during that time, the socially you were impacted by
You think
the
that
whole thing. I'm not saying
that's what reparations is.
no. But yeah, reparations. I thought it was pretty much the entire thing.
No, it's for slavery.
Just slavery, not the Jim Crow,
When
not
is it-
none of the shit that they did. I thought it was like paying for all of the wrongs.
Yeah,
that
they
were
gave
done.
they gave
Crow has
reparations
nothing-
to the Indians that went to the camps. They didn't give it to all. Like
Okay, no.
Jim Crow's has nothing to do with
Reparations.
Like 40 acres and a mule had nothing to do with.
But when
Whatchamacallit?
I thought that when they actually when they came with the 40 acre and mule thing, that was based in, of course, the head start that they had, but it wasn't just the act of slavery. It was the pretty much the entire system of financial not being able to be in the economy as well. So it wasn't just slavery; it was also
No, why weren't they able to be?
But free
in the-
blacks, like if you weren't a slave, you could take part of them because you got to think this was before.
because then they even
this
had,
was before
blacks even
Jim-
had slaves too.
Yeah, this was before Jim Crow and like segregation wasn't this like they were free black men. They were participated like in the community. Like so, it's not like the excluded people were the slaves. And
Yeah, like but to what you're saying, like you're saying because they weren't able to participate in the economy because they were the economy and they were slaves, so they were outlawed from it. Like it still all loops itself back into the.
I mean, you could. I'm
slavery.
not saying that slavery wasn't a part of it, but I'm saying I thought that also, like even when you became free, like that you were the ability to get jobs and shit like that wasn't.
But that's not what reparations was ever for.
Okay.
Like
okay.
I guess
I think when they okay. Yeah, I mean it's not that deep to me.
the debt that's owed is for slavery.
Okay.
And the
Yeah,
profits that they made from slavery.
Yeah.
And the servitude from slavery.
And the reason it's black is because it was only black slaves. Like I think, like it's not just if you're black and not a slave, it don't mean that they're excluding you, but it's only tied to slavery because it was only black slaves. I can read that one too. It was too many situational situations to try to narrow foundational black American to just slavery.
I didn't know that reparations wasn't for just slavery. That's cool.
You got any more?
Oh, but
situations too.
If we was to go back to the Charleston White thing, yeah, to me, I don't have a real reason to pat him on the back for saying, "Hey, I'm trolling. Y'all see me? I'm a good person, and I be trolling online. It made me famous." That's kind of what he's saying. Shit.
Okay, was that all my time?
We good on time.
Okay, let me get. Oh yeah, go above Charleston White. This is another one of them gorilla ones. I forgot
I've
about
seen
this.
this. This is when we snatch your buddy. Yeah.
He just casually just gripped this nigga up and walk away with him for a little while.
Was he hiding or something?
Now looks like they was part of a film crew.
How big that was.
Look at that.
Hey, bro.
Just casually, let me just bring you over here real quick. You don't want to play with bruh.
It wouldn't be me by myself.
He
Of
said,
course
how many
not.
Johnnies do it take? He said maybe like 160.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'll try to get one more in. Okay, go to Neil deGrasse. It's towards the bottom. And then I'm gonna tap out.
Here's a number to sleep on. You ready?
Probably.
We live in a time where if a bus drives into a crowd of protesters, kills 10 people, that's world headlines for a day. It's national headlines for a week. It's local headlines for a month. Between 1939 and 1945, 1,000 humans were killed per hour of every hour between 1939 and 1945. That doesn't happen today. Yes, we have war, we have conflict, people are dying.
It's not like that.
Not like that. It is not like that. Not long before that, there was another world war, plus a pandemic on top of it that ultimately killed more people than the world war did. We have more people and fewer people are dying and fewer people are living in poverty than ever before. My point is, for the last 30 years, they've asked people, are you safer this year than you were last year? No, it's more dangerous. For 27 out of 30 years, people have said it's more dangerous than the previous year. In those years, the crime rate has dropped precipitously the entire time.
So they're slanging fear.
That's what sells evening news.
It really does.
Here's a number to sleep on. You ready?
Probably.
That
We
sound
live
like
in a
what I've
time-
been saying.
Yeah, I literally when I saw it, I thought about you. I was like, this nigga be talking about this all the time, and it's so hard to believe. The thing is that like the social media shit, this whole fear thing, and like motherfuckers will create a whole account just to show you the fucking killings in the in your city and shit, and like they're just like putting this shit so close and so in your face, and then you hear the music, them motherfuckers talking about killing niggas all the time, and it's like all of this shit's being. It seems like it's just so bad. But it's like, nigga, motherfucker, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers been getting killed less and less the whole time.
No,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to live in any other era in history.
We've had that conversation.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't even want to live in the 80s. That ain't even that far ago. But think about like being grown in the 80s.
Fire. That was fun. I probably
But it's
wouldn't mind.
dangerous.
Oh,
No
yeah,
self,
it's
like
dangerous.
it's more fun, but it's also more dangerous
Yeah,
at
that
the
is.
same time. I'm-
Yeah, but I want to be up north, and up north is a bunch of fun and danger.
But just imagine like how like simple shit. Like imagine you driving down like a dark road, like somewhere out in the sticks, like in between like here and Greensboro, you get a
Mhm.
flat tire. Think about how easy that is now versus in 1980.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd have been terrified.
this shit crazy.
I'd have thought one of them niggas inside
Or imagine-
something Borough, Thomas Borough, or something like that. Yeah, man.
Or you got to walk to a gas station and like you got to get a payphone and
And it's
call
not you're not
somebody.
walking to a 7-Eleven or Circle K or you know what I mean, QT.
it's gonna be some
Motherfucking hood
fucked
store.
up shit.
No, it wouldn't be. It's a
you talking about in the
Caucasian
country?
Yeah, it's a Caucasian.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but they got black people in the country too. But even then, it's still far and few between.
Yeah, I ain't
Like,
gonna
you
lie, bro.
taking a
Sometimes I
gamble.
get even today, like sometimes when I be going in, because we do a lot of in concrete business, small company, we pour out in fucking Mooresville in the fucking sticks, and like going Gastonia and in the sticks, or
Cramerton
like,
and shit.
fucking
like
yeah,
that.
going in Rock Hill. So we going up there, there's some sticks around that
There's some
motherfucker
black
too.
people, a lot of black people. in
Yeah,
Rock
it's a lot of black people, but I'm just saying it gets some areas where you start seeing the motherfucking Trump motherfucking them joints in the yard, the big ass motherfucking American flag in the yard and shit. Oh hell.
No, you
Goddamn.
cool.
Oh, yes,
Then you got them
somebody that
signal.
right
You got them you start looking at the signal on your phone and shit, the motherfuckers start going down.
Now that's how West
Oh,
Virginia.
hell.
That's how West Virginia is. Driving through West Virginia,
Oh yeah, nah.
where you get in between the mountains. Not only is it remote, you had no cell service.
Yeah, see that's
Some
that
shit happened there, bro. You fucked.
That's that shit there.
Yeah,
boy.
so yeah, like today era is way safer. No matter like I'm like I said, there's times where I get caught up in the news and you be like,
Mhm.
it's so fucked up, it's so scary. But realistically, nobody want to live in the 30s. Nobody want to live in the 1800s, the
Yeah, I don't want to live in none of
1700s.
that shit.
No, none of us would go. All of them would trade places with us.
Mhm.
We-
It's only very select times that I want to.
like the 80s, maybe for like a couple weeks.
Like the 2010s wasn't a bad time. I enjoyed them too.
Mhm.
Like if in like 20 years, if I got to go back, 2010 would be a good little destination. I wouldn't be mad about.
Oh shit, I was in the army. I don't know.
There was freedmen that were slave owners. Yeah, but if you're a freedman, that means that you had been freed, which means that you have a lineage that still has descendants of slavery in it. That's the distinction. They're talking about people that don't have any version of a lineage of slavery.
Wouldn't technically, hold on, I got an FBA question. Technically, wouldn't those people who were over, well, no,
wouldn't they have been slaves too? They probably enslaved. They would have enslaved them too. If you were an indigenous, you still became enslaved. Who are these people that they talking about? How would you? Where you getting these niggas?
That's the question. That's the question I would ask.
And then just imagine the wormhole that could also.
AQ, would these people be tethers, or would they be like indigenous people?
My guess would be that they're going to say that they're Indians. But then think about what the wormhole that opens up when you get into the $5 Indians and shit like that, and like who those descendants would look like. Who, if you're saying that if you was in America and you were either indigenous or black, you deserve reparations, like your lineage deserves reparations, that opens up a whole different can of worms.
Hey, and I felt like what you call it was Stretch Armstrong and was it A Black that was talking about? Oh no, it was either G or A Black. They was talking about the I understand what they're talking about, like geographic isolation. You'll start to, you know what I mean? The pigment in your skin may but to go from the black ass Indians that was here that you can see pictures of, and then to the ones now, that's not. I don't believe that was geographic isolation.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And you said you don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh well, I guess let me see if I can. I didn't like. I'm not necessarily a big like black Indian person in general.
When you say you don't believe it, what does that mean? You say you don't believe that they was black? No, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't think that the majority of Indians in America was black. I think that
when we say black, we're talking about complexion, right? You just say you don't believe that they were dark skinned. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever the framing of the FBA people is.
No. Hold on.
So do I think that some had like, yes, I think that there was like different versions of complexions of Indians, but I also think that it's a mix of the people that crossed the Bering Strait, whoever the early settlers were, which again, like this is where, if you want to go with his theory, it wouldn't be whether you say G or A Black. Like I don't think that just based off of isolation for an extended period of time, I think that it'll likely be intermingling of breeding, which is why deep Hispanics look different than quote unquote Native Americans,
right?
But there's a similar phenotype within them, and like you can see it blend the further down you go. To me, like that's
okay. That's exactly what that's what I think. You know what I mean? As far as the skin light, and I think it would just be the, you know what I mean, the fact that you was
like Alaskans look like this, Mexicans look like this, and if you just travel down that road, you can kind of see the like the integration of
yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I don't think it's like a hard thing, but
my nigga say them Africans seen them albinos.
I don't know if you was looking at it. We was pulling up the albino pictures, and
yeah. I was, I'll be listening.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Hey, shout out them thick albinos, bro.
They be thick, cross-eyed. Oh man,
that was funny. Y'all had me rolling. I was in the truck, goddamn crying tears, boy. I'm done.
All right, let me jump into the conversation. I think I just seen this one. Let me see. She framed it in a couple ways that I don't necessarily agree with, but I think that this is a good conversation.
Everyday type of person. I'm a very much when I'm here, it's all about you, but I don't check in as often as I should with friends. And I've been told that in the past and I've adjusted, but you just have to tell me, but it's not a natural instinct. And so with this, I understand like Eva being like, this is kind of a high maintenance friendship in a way where I'm not going to be the same type of giving friend that you are to me, but I will show up in the ways that I can. If you need me, I will always be there. And so that would make me consider like, oh, am I a bad friend because I think about you, but I might not text you to be like, hey, I just want to make sure you're okay. But you should know that I would hope you would call me if you weren't okay, and know that I would show up for you and be there for you. I'm just not I'm not considerate.
Yeah.
I'm not a considerate friend in the way that I would like to be.
That's a
But I'm there.
pronouncement there.
It's true. And it's like one of my biggest flaws because I'm just so work focused that I'm not like, I'll think about you, but not tell you that I'm thinking about you.
Right.
Commentary. Or I can branch out first. It's up to you.
Yeah, I already know what you about to say.
What am I about to say?
You about like comparing it to yourself and like how you don't really reach out all the time and all that stuff. That sounds like a shitty friend. And that's just me. Like at the end of the day, like you I ain't gonna say a shitty friend. What I'll say is somebody that you deal with their friendship, how you deal with their friendship, but you don't want that friendship in another place. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't want a whole bunch of people to be your friends that's like that. You maybe one, maybe two, max. You maxed out off of that. But you know what I mean? You want motherfuckers that actually reach out to you, that you talk to. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, generally, that's the kind of friend you wouldn't sign up to have a bunch of friends that you can feel like they don't give a fuck about you. No, nobody wants a bunch of people that don't give a fuck about them.
No, I don't
or make them feel like they don't give a fuck about them.
I don't think she's saying they make you feel, but I think
she literally said that like the thing is that it's a problem because
she didn't
she's
say
not
why.
considerate.
Like, I think the biggest thing here is though, like, because sometimes people go through stuff and like life be lifing sometimes.
That ain't what she was talking about. You adding something on to it, but go ahead.
But she didn't really get into why she's not.
She said it was work.
She just said
she said it was work.
She's just a busy person, generally speaking.
Oh, well, okay, but well, I'm not going to speak on what she said, but I'm going to say just in general.
It sounds like a single person too.
Sometimes a single. Oh, well, I mean,
yeah, you probably going to struggle with that thing that she's talking about. You probably struggle in the relationship too, especially as a woman.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess these are different.
I think you may be reaching.
Yeah.
How am I reaching? Tell me exactly how I'm reaching. You talking about a woman that she called herself that she said she's not considerate enough.
Well, she's talking about with her friend. Like if I just use me for example, like like the way I operate in a relation, like a romantic relationship, is different than how I operate inside friendships. I think that's like most people though. I don't think that that's like an isolated thing. So like it'd be hard for me to judge like
whether she's single or not based on what kind of friend.
We could just Google it.
Google what?
If she's single or
oh well yeah, that's
if she
Google.
I mean what how old is she? She probably was she about a little older than us, probably, right?
I have no idea how old she is.
Let's see.
But I mean it just sounds like I think there'd be seasons in people's lives. Like I mean, I think
I'm wrong. That's her name is Issa Rae, right?
Yeah.
It says yes. Issa Rae is married to Louis, whatever that nigga's name is. They exchanged vows, French Riviera, in 2021.
Would you look at that?
Yeah. I don't mind, bro. I don't mind. I look up, you know what I mean? I'm gonna say what the fuck I feel, regardless of, and we can fact check me in live time. I'll fact check myself. I don't care about being wrong.
But no,
I'm just like well, we were speaking to the point of like it seemed like a strong assumption, and how people kind of like differentiate different versions of relationships, in which like I know because I'm just not a texter person or a caller person. And that's probably that's kind of like across the board with everybody. And I kind of almost know where it comes from, but for me, and like however I attempt to do it, like I'm great inside group chats and shit like that, but like I just don't really kind of like compartmentalize individual like call checking. It's so many. It's just not kind of like something that I'm strong at, and I've kind of like just thought to the idea that that's not specifically like my strength. But my strength is like if it's a call, I'm gonna pick up. I love coordinating some shit and trying to get niggas together. And like these are things that I can do inside the friendship realm, where it might not be I got a text or call anybody daily or weekly or even monthly. But typically I will find ways to invite as many people as I know to common places to where like you can sit and have conversations. We can chop it up. We can have fun. And I think that those are different versions of
No, just so you know, like I knew where you were gonna go, but I'm not. My conversation wasn't about you. My conversation was about what she was saying.
Well, yeah, I didn't take you to be talking.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because in Johnny, when I thought about it, in Johnny's face, I could see him kind of like paralleling those two things, and I didn't think about it until just a second ago.
I didn't parallel that.
Okay, it seemed like it seemed like in your face it looked like you get that little. It's a little look that you give when you like.
I be into the conversation. I thought it was a.
But yeah,
I thought it was a stretch of a point.
But okay, so let me ask you this: do you think that if like, do you think that people would sign up to have a bunch of friends like that, or would you want? Like I said, you probably want.
It just depends on what else you bring. Like you just said, like there's like.
But I think she would have mentioned that if you're saying like,
she wasn't talking about how, she wasn't talking about how good of a friend she was. She was just talking about like a negative aspect of it. But like there could be positive aspect. You don't have to have a friendship. Like I got friends that I call and text all the time. I got friends I see, once every month, once every 2 months. Mm-hmm. They're still on the same level. I don't think just because I call and text, or just because I don't call and text, it's the nature of our relationship. Or it could be that there's different seasons. I got stuff going on at work, stuff going on with my family. I might not have as much time, but it don't necessarily mean that like we're not friends or that there's not something valuable within this friendship that can still be, that can still be beneficial on both sides. It's just maybe if you're looking for that, because they're different. You got different friends for different stuff. I got friends I call when it's time to turn up. I got friends with something serious.
The only thing I said was that you don't want a whole bunch of those friends. Of course, you got some friends that are closer, some friends that aren't as close, and then you'll have, you know what I mean. You'll have that variation.
I don't want a whole bunch of any one type of friend. Like so, like I can't like it'd be a lot, but that's why you have different. That's why everybody's different.
Okay,
like so I can't just say I want.
We're arguing two different things, but go ahead. I understand.
Oh, that's it. All I would say is like I don't think it's necessarily just a bad friend. I think it's just people, there's different relationships and people communicate differently. People have different styles. So that's just one aspect of who she is as a friend. But I don't think it means she's necessarily a bad friend.
I don't know. For me, honestly, to me, it seemed as though that's what she was saying, that she wants to be a better friend. She believes that she's not as good a friend as she would like to be. So in other words, I'm saying that I'm a bad friend, but I want to do better to be a better friend. That's what I got from what she was saying. That's what I got. Maybe I was listening a little bit too, or she felt that she was adding more.
Well, she didn't say that because she said because she didn't say that. Oh, you're not my like. Maybe I'm taking something else from it too, but I didn't think she said necessarily.
Well, she said that she kind of realized like what type of a friend she is, and when they're present, like it's all about you. But with all the different things she has going on, it could be considered that she's not a considerate friend, or is that the word she used?
She was considerate.
Yeah, considerate friend, because she's not the type that's going to check on you and call you and XYZ. Yeah, to me, like I said, I think that it just kind of depends on, and this might be like a personality type thing, or I'm sure it's like different things that kind of goes into it. But I think what Johnny said, I agree with it also, where there's a bunch of different versions and types of friends. And I also think that certain friend groups elicit different kinds. And I would also say women have different kind of friends for sure. Where a woman friendship and what they can deem as considerate and not is 9 times out of 10 way different than like the framing of how men have friendships.
And that's also true because women do have a higher regard for what I guess consideration is.
She said it was
and
like
communication rates.
Yeah, she said it's like high maintenance friendships.
Like females are like crash and burn some shit. Just off of the fact that you ain't texting them back every day.
Oh yeah, fuck around and miss a birthday or some shit.
She said,
well, not even like just daily type shit.
Yeah,
women they fuck around and be on the phone every day.
Women be in like full blown relationships with their friends.
Yes,
like,
and that's what she mean by like high maintenance.
Like the attention aspect of it, where a lot of times women like require like each other's attention. A lot of times, if they don't get that, then they feel like, oh, this isn't, my friend. And maybe that's what she's speaking to. She's not like, she's has her attention in other places to where she can't necessarily give it to her friends. I'm gonna say
something about, she said a couple of years ago she won an award and she was mentioning that pretty much she don't have many friends.
Who, Issa Rae?
Yeah.
Oh, I could imagine. I think
Said
that it's
something
probably
about
hard
many
to
friends
keep
growing up.
keep
Oh,
friends.
she didn't have many friends growing up, so she don't know how to treat friends because she ain't used to them.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I wonder, and I would definitely like to see, like, because to me, generally, we could say like what you were saying. You teach QJ about making the bed up and how important making the bed up is, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. You preach that to him, and I think that was like good advice. That's why I can roll it back off that, you know what I mean, that easily. But like, to say that you can completely separate two different things, you're still the same person. So regardless of what, it's like things will bleed over. Things bleed over, and they rear. You may not necessarily be able to see it, but these things do bleed over, especially like over time. Like things do. You're
like, what are you putting this framing in? Are you talking about like friendships?
Well, I'm saying like in general, like anything that if it's truly who you are, then it'll show itself in everything that you do. Whether it be a lot or a little, you know what I mean? If it's truly who you are when you're at your most, you're being yourself, that shit's you're gonna be yourself. And you know what I mean? At some point, you're gonna get comfortable enough to where it does bleed up, because this is how you are. Unless you're faking it. I don't believe that.
I'm just frame it back into the conversation though, so I understand.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general. Like, it's not really just what I was saying. So, okay, hold on, let me slow down. So the idea that like I treat my friends over here differently than I treat my friends over here is like, I mean, generally,
different people bring out different sides of you.
Well,
that's true. But I'm just go ahead.
I guess I know I wasn't saying necessarily like I treat people like friends different, as much as like there's different like roles in which like friends play.
Mm-hmm.
And even that manifests itself in like frequency of how y'all communicate. That's more so what I'm saying. Not
Okay, I
necessarily,
can agree to that.
Yeah, not specifically like, well, I treat them this way and then I treat them that way. Like I call these guys all the time, and then like these niggas,
those ain't my favorite niggas.
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah, like
no, I get it.
Yeah,
no, I get it.
I'll end on this one. This one was a good one. I thought it was cool.
It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. We already got the ladder after practicing.
Y'all ain't run to the stop sign.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And we stretched.
Okay, but y'all gotta do it again because I ain't see it.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. I think that's so
cool.
fire. Yeah, it was just one of those things that it's always good. It said that this man is a neighborhood dad. But yeah, like just something that I advocate, generally speaking. You just gotta try and do your part. Help out when you can, inside whatever capacity that you can find some time to, because the dopamine hit that comes from even just that ends up being so fire. Like if you've ever coached, 9 times out of 10, most guys that's coaching aren't getting paid. They're coaching, and most guys don't have kids on the team.
And I think that's a big difference too. Like if you're doing something, and that's what makes it completely selfless. You see what I'm saying? Like you won't have a dog in the fight. Hell, I'm just coming because y'all kids there. You know what I mean? I'm coming to sit with y'all kids and do this thing. And I ain't got, you know what I mean? I ain't really even got a dog in the fight, but actually you feel like you do because of it's your community. And so that when I see shit like that, that'd be super dope. Well, I mean, it's dope to be a man that's been involved in general. You know what I mean? But when you see that mug that he ain't really got no reason to, you know what I mean? It's just out of the love of the community. That shit's super dope.
Yeah, look like we got a super chat.
Super chat.
Johnny,
they say when you make your bed in the morning, it's the ending of the day. I'll read the one above it too. I don't know what that means. They say when we make your bed in the morning, you're ending, you're resting, and you're beginning a new day. So I guess making the bed is
the first and final thing you do.
It's the end of the night. It was the end of the year resting. It's the start of a new day. I guess it symbolizes.
It's the ending and the beginning.
Yeah. Your sleep is over. You know they say 30 sleeps. you're done with sleep, so you wake up, you got to make your bed. And yeah, I grew up having to make my bed too, so I think it's just
I don't be doing that shit.
Good routine.
My daughter, she like coming in there and fucking making my bed.
And I only do it. I'll say this: I only make my bed because it's it's good to go back to like when you go to sleep, having a bed made. I feel like it helps you sleep better.
Yeah, my bed don't be getting made.
Yeah, my shit. Like I say, now she make my bed, but of course it's a kid doing it, so it's not like it's. But I was in the military where you had to motherfucking do all that extra shit. It seemed like once I got in there, I was like, fuck all that shit.
I don't do the corners no more. I don't do the corners no more. I just
you be making that bed for a newborn with a newborn just to mess it up in 10 minutes. As soon as that nap comes, going right back in there. Make too much difference. All right, Johnny, I think it's on you, my brother.
Yeah, let me get the one right up under Anthony Hamilton. It's in the middle. Second row, the middle.
Right here?
Yeah. I think this was pretty.
I'm giving you a ticket.
For what?
For one, you parked illegally, and two, your lights aren't on.
You can clearly see I'm a police officer. I'm here on official police business.
What does that mean?
Means I'm on police business. I can park wherever I want.
No, you're parked illegally. You don't have your lights on. How are you at a call? Your lights aren't on.
They don't always need to be on.
When did that happen?
Why would my lights need to be on?
Because you said you were at a call. You were on a
official
call.
Police business.
No,
Don't
you
put words
just
in my mouth.
you said you got a call.
I said I was on official police business.
What does that mean?
Exactly what I said. Official police business.
Okay, sir, just let me do my job, okay?
You're not giving me a ticket.
Yes, I am.
You know, you can't do. I'm clearly a police officer. We're on the same side.
You're parked illegally. That does not give you a right because you're a police officer to park illegally.
Got him.
Ma'am, I was on official police business.
I understand what you're saying, but you are parked illegally. Your lights are on. When you're at official police business, your lights are supposed to be on.
Look, I get this little power trip you're on. I don't know what you went through.
I'm
or
just
what
doing my
got
job.
You here now that you have this little bit of power, you think you can
Black
exercise
women,
it on.
goddamn.
I promise
You might want to hang that up, man.
I'm just doing my job.
You're not doing your job. If you were doing your job, you would have left the police car alone. Clearly, I'm a police officer. Clearly, this is a police car. You have no reason to be
Oh, he
issuing
was
me a
getting
ticket.
coffee.
Okay.
Yes.
Official business.
Saw the cup.
You're getting a ticket. Anything else I can do for you?
Oh, there's a lot.
Okay, sir. I'm giving you a ticket.
I just love to see that black lady standing on business. But I also thought it was funny that he was calling her out on having a power trip for exercising a bit of authority, but he was doing the same thing by being like, "I can park here. I'm a cop.
Right.
I can't get a ticket." And yeah, I just thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I hate when I see them cops hit their lights real quick to get through some shit that you can't get through. Like,
I'll be ready to drive right behind them, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be ready to go through the light right
bro,
with them.
Come on, bro. You trying? That's. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead, Johnny.
And then let me get the one right beside it. I'm gonna see if y'all know what this is.
Sinners?
No, to the left. Y'all know what that light means?
Don't say nothing.
Yeah, that's the temperature light.
You know what it means?
Yeah, it's a temperature light. What do you want me to say?
It is a temperature light. But I get asked that question so many times at work that I didn't know that. Like it come on when you start the car, then it go away, or it'll come on if you're cooling.
Depending on what kind of car it is. Yeah, some cars don't have that. Mine don't have either one of them. My wife's car does have one of those.
Just usually it's on newer cars. I don't think older cars got that. But yeah, I just wanted to see if niggas knew what that was. And then let me get the one below that one.
I said all that to say, white people, I kind of speak your language. I'm from the suburbs. Plot twist. I know about equity and everything. How about that? I grew up with a sprinkler on a timer. I'm punctual. You understand that? Or you think I had bunk beds, no sibling with me.
Yeah.
Sometime you go high, sometime you go low, but you go. I made that bottom bunk my office. I was resourceful as a kid. Did my mother's taxes from time to time. I don't know, man. I'm from the burbs. I'm a cul-de-sac black, if that makes any sense. Like I know about the streets. If they end in a circle, my every sentence need a period. Every street needs a circle. Cul-de-sac. Meet me at the gazebo where it go down, right? Like I can never be gangster, man. So I got eczema. That ain't dangerous at all. Can't rob you and have a flare up. Still up, mother. Give me all the eucalyptus you got in your sack. Like that's not tough.
I just thought that was fun. Because I think there is the space where we get caught up in like the city blacks and the suburban blacks, but I definitely think there's a whole genre. There's a lot of people that relate to that side, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with it or less black. I think it's still a struggle that should get more light on it, because in the end of the day, that's what we all want for the next generation, for ourselves. Is shit. I ain't even had bunk beds, but shit, having a choice when you go to sleep, who wouldn't want that? Your options.
Said, I ain't even had bunk beds. I never even heard about that. Why the fuck would you have a bunk bed?
Some people had bunk beds.
No, I had bunk beds. What I'm saying, why would you have one as without even having a sibling to sleep in it? What do they do? People just with money just be wasting fucking money like that? You just get two fucking beds?
In the suburbs, they do.
That's crazy. I didn't know. I didn't know it was a thing, bro.
You had a bunk bed just off the strength?
No, I said I didn't. He's did. That shit sounded cool.
Motherfucker, this guy. Why is that? Why would that be cool?
As a kid, having a bunk bed with the big
fuck, you got two beds
was cool as shit as a kid.
Well, bunk beds are cool.
Like every kid want a bunk bed.
So I do agree that it would be cool. As a parent, I don't see why I would
had bunk beds. We had bunk beds.
I had a bunk bed.
That's something I always wanted.
I don't know. I ain't never thought
like
about
sleeping
whether
on
it
the
was
top
cool
bunk
or
is
not.
cool.
It's cool as shit.
Yeah, when you were a kid, that's cool.
It's cool shit.
Like I'm on the top bunk.
Just for that reason, it's just cool.
Yeah.
And then let me get
you ever fell off the top bunk?
I definitely fell off the top bunk.
Yeah, that's his own thing too. That fall feel like forever.
Yeah,
like it's like a weird little thing.
I did that shit in college one time. I had the riser, got fucking drunk and forgot where I was at and kicked that one leg over that motherfucker.
Yeah, when I was in basic, I made the white boy sleep in the top bunk.
See, that's a strategic mistake.
What's the mistake?
If anything, like you don't like the top bed is always, but if it falls, like anything could go wrong on the bottom bunk.
Yeah, you typically win on the top. In my opinion, you seem like you usually win.
Strategic mistake.
No, that's not the way having to climb up that motherfucker to go to sleep. Nigga,
did it have rails on it to where you couldn't like fall? That's the only way.
I don't know if it had rails or not.
That's the only way I'd prefer the bottom.
Yeah. But I'm done. Or I'm done.
If you got another one, we
do the one beside that. Who's the wildest brown?
Who's the wildest brown? Oh.
Oh, in the audience. Hey, we need to drop a poll on this one. This is a good one. Y'all talk to us. Orlando Brown, James Brown, Chris Brown, Bobby Brown, and we can't forget Antonio Brown.
This is a strong lineup, bro.
That motherfucker, what's his name? That's so Raven. What's his name again? Orlando, yeah, I think he might got it, bro.
This first NBA is crazy, bro. This first team,
first team crazy.
First team crazy.
First ballot.
Yeah. I'm gonna just go recency bias. Actually, Orlando Brown actually pretty talented because he got that new.
But he still, what they got to do with crazy? He talented, but he crazy.
Yeah, he crazy. I go Orlando Brown.
Go Orlando
because recency he wild. Who you got?
If I'm going just crazy, maybe at the. All right, so top three. I'll just start with my top three, and then I'll try and start windling it down. I think top three is Orlando, Antonio, Bobby.
Right.
All right. So once I get there, then it's like, who would I be more like scared of crazy? And this is where I'm like getting closer to like going Antonio, Bobby.
Yeah. I can see that.
And I'd be scared of Orlando.
I wouldn't be scared of Orlando.
I'd be very concerned.
I think he's just silly. He don't like. I don't know him to do like wow shit.
Yeah,
he ain't putting his hand on nobody. He ain't doing nothing outside of making little silly jokes.
Jay-Z
and me had a threesome.
Yeah, man, put
It
that
was more
man,
than silly
put his
jokes.
mouth on that microphone. That shit would make.
He said what?
He was doing the microphone.
Yeah,
that shit make me uncomfortable.
But like above it being like something kind of like gayish and like we don't want to see it. It's not like it's like a very slapstick humorous version of crazy that it seems like sometimes he's playing a role. Bobby and Antonio don't ever look like they playing a role.
Yeah, I think Bobby might be the one. He might, if you think about who well, you kind of gotta hold on. Do I want to even be around this motherfucker?
It could get real uncontrollable in here.
Yeah, I don't want to be around Orlando either. But
I feel like I can still control the room if he's in it. Bobby could just it could just go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I'd say the same thing with Antonio. Like
Antonio ain't. I feel like you could talk sense in the Antonio because he's
CTE boy.
He's CTE boy.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes they.
I done been around the CTE boy. Like
I know a couple.
They black out and don't know what
shit.
the fuck happens, and then they come back to their senses.
Oh no, that's crazy. I ain't never
It was an NFL player that worked at when I worked at Metro School, and he was a TA, and he would have
He was a teacher?
teacher assistant. So he was like a TA. Yeah,
That's crazy. What the fuck? How you in there with the kids and you might just wake up and not know what the fuck happened?
Well, I don't think that he knew it. And upon them hiring, like he got fired for this.
Oh, okay. They didn't know.
Yeah, like this became a thing. Like he would have
with the
spells.
kids and motherfucker just
Yeah, he'd have spells where he would kind of like black out, and he's kind of still like maneuvering like a person, but he'd just start saying the wildest shit to the teachers, to the kids, to whatever. It wouldn't be like, "Hey, bitch, fuck you," and then there's nothing like that. It would be him
like a sustained period, like 10, 15 minutes.
Yes,
that's crazy.
Just being in a mode,
and then he wouldn't remember it.
Yeah, he wouldn't remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta get.
Hey, that's what Antonio.
And he's a tight end. This wasn't a little.
Yeah, get the fuck.
This is like 6'5", 270.
Oh no! You damn sure
Big
too
human
big
being.
to be able to be going to sleep and not knowing what the fuck, but still be awake and shit.
Yeah. Saying all kind of threatening shit to white ladies. And
Oh,
shit.
that's crazy.
You know they don't go over well.
And you too big to be making threats, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. That's.
My G said Bobby Brown is not crazy. What?
Who said that?
He just had a rock star lifestyle. That's why, Antonio. It give me like Antonio is my second because he a football player.
I'm throwing Bobby up there. You seen when he hopped off that helicopter? Oh, yeah, I don't know about that.
That man was off one of them good rocks off that Bobby. Then we see you.
Boy, listen,
love it.
Love it.
And I know you're Mississippi.
That nigga hopped off that helicopter going crazy. Like crazy, boy.
Hey, can we do the sentence one too? I haven't even seen the trailer for it. So like, if
this is not about the movie, and I don't really agree with it, but I'm gonna point out something.
All right,
I think it's weird, but yeah, y'all you can play it.
What is it?
Let's see.
In movies like this, and once you notice it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. In any kind of action adventure movie or show or franchise, anything that's kind of aimed at men, notice that they make a very big deal of the male characters touching each other. They will hug, they will grab each other, they will celebrate, and they will emphasize it. Like they'll make a moment out of it.
But that's a game.
This is something that I genuinely think most women don't understand about
I'm not
men.
putting my head on your
These
head. Bro.
moments are there because for a lot of men, especially young men, this is as much a part of the fantasy as saving the world. Because a lot of us were socialized that you are not allowed to touch other boys unless you are fighting or you're doing some kind of a sport like wrestling. Because otherwise you will be accused of being in a sexual relationship with that person. For example, I have a vivid memory of being in gym class and we were badly losing a game and then we scored a goal.
So wait, so like he used like words like fantasy, but y'all disagree with the point that he's saying?
I do.
I don't
This
know.
is like the framing of like all of like the new male not like being emotionally intelligent. And
I didn't like the word fantasy and sexual. I will,
exactly.
I will admit that.
But he said
I didn't like those words. I think he might have a point.
But why did he use the word sexual? He said that like it's like men touching. It is like generally it's not looked at favorably, and like it's.
Bro, we've been doing the damn dap hug shit all our lives, bro.
No, but I don't think that he's talking about like the dap hug shit. Like
well,
whether it's guys like
because they don't necessarily do the dap hug. They don't. I mean, maybe this is, but I never felt like
touch like.
Yes, I never
like,
thought
like he
about
had
it.
a word like touch stars.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like. I've never been like a person that's trying to hug my friend.
Well,
like,
and that's why
I ain't seen you in a while, and like you say what?
That's the part where I've never felt like touch starve, but.
Yeah,
well, no, I think that. All right, so let me see if I can. I guess this goes against so many different versions of conversations that we've had, where growing up, I think that most guys. Let me see how I can frame this.
Fantasy for who?
Exactly. I don't feel like I've been undertouched by my like. Why the fuck? It's extreme.
It's funny. Like, it's a nuanced thing, but like, and the way he came about it makes it a funny conversation.
Yeah.
But I think he did have some validity there.
But what he's talking about is like men being able to be emotionally vulnerable inside, you know what I mean, like friendship spaces without it having to be accused of sexuality or like gay shit or like being soft or anything like that. That's the point of what he was saying. And we disagree that we've been socialized as men.
I agree with that point.
Yeah, but I think Buddy he needs to come out the closet.
No, hold on.
He didn't say anything that was closeted. Y'all just didn't like.
No, the point that I didn't necessarily like is the fact that like I understand the emotional vulnerability and being there, but the fact that he made it such a physical thing and said that we're like deprived of the physical.
Yeah, right. But he used very extreme language.
But I don't think that that's false though. Like I don't think like emotional embrace of men is like a thing that is accepted at all. And that's the part of what he was saying.
Emotional embrace of men.
Yes. So all right. So inside any of those scenes that they were showing, like this was the triumph of a thing
in which like somebody on his head, bro. That's just that's too.
Yeah, I don't know if we gonna have like. Okay.
I don't yearn to do that, but I've never.
I get what you're saying, but like the physical part of it is where, like, I'm having like the because I get the emotional, like in being there and like the mental health aspect of it. I understand that and we even had about like our dads and wanting them to be more emotionally open and stuff like that.
Or like your dad never like. All right, so. Okay, I guess I get with like maybe y'all trying to do like the tough man thing right now. I'm trying to understand.
Look, I understand.
Like, I hear niggas talk about like I feel like we've even had like touch deprivation conversation on a podcast before, where like we put it on the sense of like a lot of men aren't socialized to actually like have touch, enjoy touch. Like it was a whole little conversation we've had here, but. Yeah, I
to
me,
feel deprived of physical touch from.
I think that, like generally speaking, what he's saying is that a lot of guys have, or a part of, as much as like these are storylines that go through this long little whatchamacallit, and like there's this big peak in which a lot of guys are like, damn, that's so fire and cool. The space where when you look at whether it's sports, like these hero movies, XYZ, where there is an unjudgmental embrace with other people, specifically men, inside like a camaraderie aspect, is something that a lot of guys don't get and they yearn for.
Them niggas be smacking ass in male sports.
Like again, like that's like the joke part of the conversation. What I'm talking about, like the embrace of when KG is crying with hugging Paul Pierce, the elation and the dopamine of that moment with the cameras around. Like this is something that most men.
But see what he's saying is that like that thing doesn't exist, and I think it does.
When do it exist
in sports?
No,
it exists a lot.
again, like that goes to that part. That's the fantasy. That's the thing that most guys like love and are happy about and cheer for, but don't get to experience. Like you get to go through that secondary, but most men don't have those moments with other guys. Are you saying like?
Well, I mean, it just depends. Like, I think that like if something tragic happens where you need a hug, I haven't don't feel like I'm deprived. If something tragic happens and it's one of those hug moments, I've not been deprived of a hug when I need one. Like that's like somebody passed away. Like I get me and my brother. You know what I mean? If it's something to the point to where you need it, then we definitely
that would be something like that would be highlighted in one of these movies or thing. Like I think when the two brothers was about to leave off and embark on like a thing where they both could have died. Like they had like a really quick hug. It was tight, and it emphasized that moment where it's like, I might not know if I see you again, and then I go. And that's the part that he said. Like a lot of guys, like those are moments that aren't necessarily emphasized inside regular time. That a lot of these films, if you have a witty or smart enough director, they make sure that they highlight that as, you know, a part of the male experience as well.
But do you think most men know that they need that or know that's something that's like? I don't think most men have like an awareness.
I feel deprived of it. Do you feel deprived of like? No, just being honest. Like you know me, if I felt that, I would literally say it. But I just. But
I guess the thing is like do I feel deprived of it? No. Like it's not even necessarily something that I think of. But I also understand what that thought would come from and the conditioning that came from it. So like I'm not walking around looking for a hug or anything like that. But do I look at like those moments in the film and be like, like I get it, that's a cool embrace. I can get like a you like when things tug on your heartstrings.
It makes sense.
Like that. Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I just feel like I mean, he said it sounded like he was being very strong and like it was something that like, you know, we always talk about like it's men, you hear it all the time. Nobody cares what we go through. You know what I mean? You hear that oftentimes, right? And so that's something I feel like, okay, now there's some validity there, though people do care. You sometimes get in your mind that people don't care. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like maybe some people do need, I don't know. I just don't feel like I feel like I've been deprived of it or like that it's like this thing that's like men we need to start hugging each other more because we're, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't think that he's necessarily saying that or that any of the directors are saying that we need to specifically hug each other more. But like the thing that you just led off with, where, you know, like there's a void. What did you just say? Like the point that you just made.
Oh,
you believe that black or men.
Oh, that people don't care, that nobody cares.
It was after that.
Huh? Say it again.
I thought you were talking about.
Yeah. Like you said that nonetheless, we could just keep it at nobody cares, and there's like a lack of men feeling appreciated and highlighting inside male movies where men have moments where they feel appreciated because of that's a void inside men. And like I think that makes sense, and you do see that happen. Whether it's 300, it's Remember the Titans, it's you know Harry Potter. Like there's always an emphasis. Like it's almost like, hey guys, it is actually okay to also, you know what I mean, have this, and we all feel away because sometimes we feel like that might be a void that we don't always get. Not necessarily like we all need a hug or I'm touch deprived, as much as like that moment, or not moment, but that thing we're socialized to have that void in mass as men.
No, I mean, I get if you open it up beyond just the physical, I can understand it, because I do agree. But yeah, that physical thing was the one that kind of just threw me off, where like I think, like you said, the appreciation, the fraternity, the brotherhood, but like you say, just having that community is something that I think people, you know, yearn for. And like the word fantasize is what threw me off. That might be something people fantasize for more so than like the physical.
He didn't say fantasize. He said the fantasy of.
Okay, well, the fantasy of. Well, that also sounds like.
But that speaks about like the most. So if you're saying that most men or a lot of men have that void in general, where they don't feel appreciated, they don't like. Obviously, you don't have that outlet. That then would lend itself to the exact same thing.
Yeah, you know, something that I would like, I definitely agree on is because I was kind of picturing in my head like those moments where the hug and like that emotion that comes. It's the it's because of an extreme emotion. You know what I mean? Something extreme happens,
In
and it
movies,
makes
it's
sense
always
for them to. You know what I mean? It makes sense, and like I think oftentimes, like maybe if you y'all go to the championships, you and y'all on the team. See, that makes sense. You've done a thing together to where it's like you know what I mean? It makes sense. Like I don't think that we're like it's such a big thing. Well, I mean, we are socialized not to be so physical with each other, other than fighting or some. You know what I mean? We are
Sports or
socialized
something like that.
Yeah, we are
Inflicting
socialized
pain.
that way. So maybe that does play into why it is one of those emotional things when you see it. That probably is it, but I think that like the more, I mean, is in order for men to hug, it's got to be something. I mean, generally, it's something that's going on. Those embracing, like those type, generally it's something emotional, a high emotion situation.
Gotcha. All right, so are we done, Johnny?
Oh yeah. I wasn't even gonna play that one, y'all. Just
We forced your
it
hand.
piques y'all's interest. So
you want to read David's?
Yeah, Orlando Shell.
Hold on. I've randomly seen Dave when I was driving. It had to been last week. It might have been like 7:45 in the morning. I maybe probably close to like 7:15, 7:20, somewhere in there. When I was driving, just dropped QJ off at school, just driving down North Tryon, and I look over. God damn, Dave. Yeah, shout out Dave.
Charlotte, a small city. A fantasy for who? It sounded like he said you have to earn emotional expression by saving the world.
I didn't necessarily get that.
I think the average man, men in average life feel more emotional connection through things like understanding why versus misunderstanding our point actually translating, being valued, etc. I stumbled through that last one. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel emotional connection to that.
You said you don't know if you feel emotional connection to what?
Like understanding versus misunderstanding.
One thing he's saying, like, if somebody understands you, there's more, you have a chance for more of emotional connection versus. I mean, I'm just assuming. I don't know if that's what he's saying or not. That's just what I got from it. But yeah, I'm done.
I don't
I'm
necessarily
done.
agree with
I'll land the plane, and we can go.
Which one? Which what we here?
I'll throw that shit over there.
Yeah, my question was like kind of honestly lazy question, but it can end up being a good conversation. And it comes from oftentimes what you'll see is like we use the clips, and like you will see a lot of clips that go up. I damn near think that like women seeing men talking, they automatically the assumption is that it's a bash women show. You know what I mean? It's like
you think people think that about us,
bro. That like literally, it'll be in the comments. I just said, we had one this week said men just don't need podcasts. It's like what
were we talking about?
I don't remember the exact post of which one it was, but it was just like it seems like they
now if I said
they definitely feel bashed pretty tough right now, and it's very a sensitive thing. So I was just going to ask, like, what are some things like if we were to give advice, right? You let's say your sister, right? Your sister's in the scene. Let's say she's around our age. Like, what would be some things, like some game that you would give her if she's seeking to find a decent partner?
I think like for men, I think a lot of women get like caught up in like looks and aesthetics and what they have and like, but I think a man like what men are looking for more is like how you treat them versus like how you look or like what you have. I think nowadays a lot of women with social media and stuff, they like how you treat a man doesn't necessarily get put up there. They can be like, I got this, I got that. I'm at this spot, I'm at this spot, but nobody actually brags on like how well they treat a man, or like I treat my man like this, I treat my man like that, and that's what men, really are wanting. Like we want respect, loyalty, and appreciation. All the other stuff is negotiable, but like the respect, loyalty, and appreciation is something that universally all men, will just say they have to have. Versus there's, looks. Some dudes like skinny girls, big girls. Like looks can be, that's something that's fleeting. But the way you treat a man is something that's gonna always resonate with that man.
If I'm giving advice to somebody that's my age, that's a woman, I don't know, it'd probably be something along the lines of just find out what makes sense, like especially value-wise. What do you value in a person? Make sure that you find somebody that has similar values when it comes down to like what they're looking for, and those values that you present align with what they want. That'd kind of be the best thing that I could say. I think a lot of these conversations get pushed into making relationships these very specific things, where the reality is that most relationships, in my opinion, make sense. When like the ones that work, they just kind of make sense. And you're like, well, those two people make sense together, or those two people make sense together. It's rare that you see relationships that last for an extended period of time where you be like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
And that's usually because of somebody's overreaching. Like as long as you understand where you're at, you have realistic expectations of what you're looking for. And again, like if you're my age, then like I don't know if that comes if it comes with you having kids. Like those standards might, or not saying like what you're looking for is going to look different. That shouldn't no longer be I need a 6 foot guy that makes over 6 figures, that you just run down these long lists of lines in comparison to a guy that probably is a strong head of household, that understands how to, and you feel comfortable around your kids, that has really good values and morals, to where like you're a love for them to be around, has some version of stability. I think that, yeah, like I said, so much of these conversations have been blended into each sex trying to bully each other into wanting to be like this specific outlier thing that most people don't kind of exist in anyway. And in doing that, everything gets lost in translation. But the reality is, the same motherfuckers still end up fucking each other.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice?
I mean, I think that like you kind of went over mine, so I was trying to think of another one, and I like that Q's as well. Yeah, I think that one of just the big thing is like out of all of the conversations that are being had, it's like, where is your having a common foundation is going to be very important. Like kind of what you were saying, like that's probably one of the most important things, in my opinion, is being able to start from a understanding of like, is politics real big for you? Like, okay, if it is, then what side are you on? Because this could be you know what I mean? These more foundation. Are you more conservative, or are you more on the free side of things that, want to be more free? Like, you know what I mean? Like those types of things probably. Because I think most of the time, like,
and even I wasn't necessarily talking about, well, in which I do think that those alignments do make sense. But like whether it's inside like a moral, like the moral side of things, or even if you're a guy, for example, that values a woman that cooks, cleans, and do all these things, it makes sense for you to get with a woman that sees her value in that. If you are a woman that wants to have a career, work, and you know what I mean, like that's important to you, get with a guy that wants a woman that has things going on.
Right.
Yeah,
those things exist. It's when you trying to fit each other into these weird boxes that each other don't want, just because you like the face. But like it ends up being like like as attracted as y'all are physically, eventually I forget who the person
wear off.
Yeah, but I say I forget who says this, but like it's a quote that goes around, like show me your bad bitch.
No, I'll show you somebody tired of fucking her.
Right.
Or dealing with her.
Yeah.
I got another one. Kind of goes into similar what you're saying, but I'd say connection over checklist. Because a lot of times people get so caught up in like checking off every box.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll look over somebody who might be a better fit for them, who might have a better connection because they might not check off, certain. This go for men and women. This should just be an advice for single people.
Yeah. That's what it ends up being.
In general, is like go for that connection and that versus the checklist. Because like if you're looking for something that's gonna go long term, a lot of the things we have on checklists are surface level and stuff that could be fleeting. Money is something that you may have, you may not have. So if you want a money that
shit fluctuates,
it goes up and down. So with the economy, your buying power can go up and down based on that. So maybe instead of having a man with money, you should look for somebody that has good financial sense, and he can always get money. But like instead of like we gotta go off of these checklists, and I want somebody that got this, and this, because a lot of times you end up missing the right person for somebody that looks like they check out the box.
What you willing to concede off your checklist?
That's a tough one. I have to get back to.
Oh, this nigga just talking.
You don't take out looks.
He'll
off your looks.
Johnny trying to tell women what to do, but won't do it. Look at him. You ain't willing to take nothing off your checklist.
Well, hold on.
You told her compromise her checklist.
He said he did all that talking. So he was talking for a long time about this shit too.
Well, checklist. Mine's is good though. Like mine is actually fine. Like I need every one of these boxes checked.
Yeah, this nigga. And did you hear his tone and shit? It was intentional and motherfucking. Like, bro, that's crazy.
Hey, I was having a good conversation with a single homie this Friday. Yeah, we was at a Camp North End and we was just shopping it. And I asked him, I say, what would you say is your fatal flaw? And saying that in the framing of like, if, in my opinion, if you're over 35, 36, or like, let's just put it at mid 30s, and like you're not in a relationship of tenured sense in general, and like you've been dating, as much as there is like something that you could point to all these other people, it's probably like something, whether it's changeable, unchangeable, something that you're cool with, that you're not cool with, that ends up being like a quote unquote like flaw that has led to some of these things crashing and burning. And we all know bitches be crazy too. But
I got one. I'm not a big outing person. I'm a homebody. And that's one of those things, like you say, if you're gonna be honest and you're trying to be dating, then you want to make sure that you gonna date a homebody. Why would you date a busybody woman that want to go to all this different shit? And you ain't gonna fucking go. And the thing is, what we'll do is we'll do it in the beginning. When the shit's fresh, as you be done tricked her and made her think that you so with all it, man, that shit settle in and you ain't trying to go nowhere.
That's what fuck you up though. You be acting.
Yeah,
like
but
you
don't realize
like going
it
outside.
Too.
That'd be my thing.
You sometimes you don't realize that you're putting your best foot forward and you don't realize you sitting here tricking like you tricking the shit out of her right now.
You have to always wear these shoes.
Yeah, see,
like keep these shoes on.
This is something that when I can't say exactly when, but that I be intentional about when I was dating. I don't even be trying to respond to messages quick. Because when you said
you ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, because when you set that precedent, like I get to see it, but I be like, no, I'm gonna do something for a little bit and come back.
Yeah.
Because if you set a rhythm, then there's an expectation to that rhythm of communication. Facts. But if like you start off as quick, responsible, and then it like start like
yeah. That's the problem.
I say like I would compromise like I don't really care about going to museums and shit. But like when we first dating it and shit, like you want to do something like that, cool. But I am like I do enjoy going outside, whether it's like concerts or little events in the city and things like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like museums, especially like science museums. Them shits be fire to me.
Man, your ass ain't going.
When the last time you been to a museum?
Me and my wife went to the Discovery Place, John.
The After Dark.
The After Dark.
So give me
that was a couple of months ago. But I'm a homebody though. I just said that first. I said that first. I do like museums though.
I know. I was just about to double back down on like how often you going to that museum?
No,
just once every 5 years.
Yeah, no. Nah, I ain't really into that shit.
Go see that gorilla that beat up 160 Johnnies once every 3-4 years.
Yeah, I remember I went to the zoo. Motherfucking gorilla was throwing up his food and eating it back. He was just kept doing that shit. Like, what the fuck, bro, doing, man?
Yeah. You want to see what Uncle TBI said?
What are you talking about?
Most people don't qualify for the person they want, men and women.
That's a fact.
That's true.
And this is to go to that point. This is why I think the framing of a lot of the relationship conversations is bad anyway, because of it's like what do you want? Real dating isn't like necessarily you getting what you want. So like when a woman, like let's say like the Kevin Samuels, we'll go with like a Kevin Samuels example. Or I'm trying to think of like a female equivalent for Kevin Samuels, but let's just say we'll just start with Kevin Samuels. When you ask a woman, what do you want? It's different from what she'll like she's like okay with having. Yeah. And like so
she's
what she
naming
wants,
out the perfect thing.
Yeah,
the
like
best
so
thing.
she want a nigga that's making X amount and do that. Look at the guys that she didn't have though.
Yeah.
That's what she will actually have. Like that's what she'll get in.
That's the best
like
way
that's what the disconnect for a lot of these conversations is. Same thing, like a lot of guys, they be like, she gotta be fit, friendly, fine as fuck, and and
then look at their first baby mama.
Yeah, and be like, well, what is the average of the majority of all the women that you've been with?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they don't fit all this shit. That motherfucker ain't friendly at all. And you be like, all right, like. So you compromise some of the parts of your checklist, and so we're not even having a genuine conversation at all. No. Like y'all, like everybody's painting like I want this fantasy person, but you ain't had that motherfucker yet. So like we just
talking.
Yeah,
you just talking, saying words,
and that's what like I said, the relationship conversation gets convoluted, and nobody's like actually having real conversations. I go to Uncle real quick.
How do you get
more? Get the more you realize.
Okay, I guess the older you get, the more you realize you never meet a person with your representative. You should have distanced yourself from having a representative years ago and let that person meet you day one.
I think that when the older you get, like it becomes like fuck it, and that's something I noticed. Like the guys that's like 50, mid 50s and shit. Them niggas done they it ain't no, you know what I mean? They ain't got no impression.
Showed that
for
woman
you.
his representative.
I mean, he was paying for it.
But he started up. So they went through like the how they met thing. He met her at the gym.
I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
And he
story.
was,
what's the rest of the story that came out?
I could just tell you how they.
He was like, hey, Skip. I met one today. Skip.
Yeah.
Skip. You wouldn't believe it.
Oh no. He like. She's 19. She didn't know who he was. So he was engaged in the chase, and then he went it over with this. After a while, she gonna Google the nigga, and find out who he is.
That was probably the first day.
Nonetheless, I know. Nonetheless, I know that she wasn't interested at first, and he continued to chase her. So it wasn't like the escort thing that was first.
That's what got the whole OnlyFans.
That's what got
he
him.
just
yeah.
So it was actually like a regular situation where he was actually
they was
actually trying to talk. Okay.
It was at the gym type scenario.
So
she must have had a little bit of. She must come. Hey, she must come from some paper then. If she like
got a gym membership wherever he was at.
Yeah, because like he probably work out at like a nice ass gym.
Yeah,
he not probably at no YMCA or Planet Fitness. They probably is like a Soho House, or they got like super exclusive gyms out in LA. So probably,
that's a good question. Where the hell
like it wasn't no Planet fucking Fitness. I know that for a fact.
She was in there fishing, bro.
But she got to come from something to even like. Oh, maybe you can just look good and walk.
No,
in these
listen.
places.
I do think I'm pretty sure she was fishing.
Mm-hmm.
She probably wasn't fishing for an old nigga.
And
that's probably why she turned him down.
She was probably fishing for a Dodger or something.
A
Angel,
a Laker,
or something. Yeah, a Laker, a Clipper.
Not no 60-year-old.
And that's why she probably like, all right, I'm good right now.
Yeah.
So you used to play for Denver,
but then you be like, oh, you got that. Oh, you on TV right now. People know you. Oh, some cloud. Oh, and you tricking
every day?
They
You on
trick-
TV every day?
Okay, fuck it, fuck it. We'll do it live.
He probably, hey, babe, hey, check out ESPN today. I'm gonna be on there.
Mm-hmm.
What you say? What TBI say right there?
Oh, Shannon.
Click on it. Oh, Shannon got caught with looks
like a man.
Yeah, like got caught with looks.
Maybe I haven't seen. Is she like bad?
She got an ass. The faces like, but she got.
But she don't have like BBW at like. Oh, my bad. I don't even.
She got curves. Stuff
Let
like
me
that.
see.
She curvy. She ain't like. She ain't like no
even
stick.
seen the girl.
Yeah, we gonna
from
pull up on.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Yeah, pull up on there.
Keep talking, Johnny.
That's the little girl though. We ain't got like. She too young.
We can look at like she's
exactly, bro.
22 years old.
Just don't touch.
Yeah, I ain't but
you tell yourself that.
Right.
I ain't touching. I'm just
you single Johnny.
Yeah.
At one point you said 25.
And you interested in the
what that got to do with
the snow?
Yeah.
Like, that has to do with it, ain't it?
You dated a 25-year-old right now?
Yeah.
22.
Quick too. He said that shit. See how quick he
10
said it?
years. 10 years is the nah.
What about 22?
I said nah.
23.
That's 25. 10 years.
Okay. All right, let's look her up though, because
10 years.
I don't know if I trust Johnny's version of thick.
I prefaced it, which I didn't say that. I said she had a little booty. And
did he put the word little in it?
He didn't put little. He said she was thick.
Yeah.
Then you said curvy or something like that.
What would be the proper framing of this?
Just type Gabby.
Just put girl.
What's her name?
Gabby something.
Okay. We'll figure it out. But nonetheless,
Gabriella Zuniga.
Okay. Matter of fact, I'll let the audience see what we're doing while we do it, so it don't look crazy. Okay, so this is the call.
That shit crazy. You got them, motherfucker. Like the picture that she's taking right now. Why is she backwards?
We know why she backwards. They did cut off the.
Yeah, she's not even cute like that. She just looks like a white woman.
She don't look
This what y'all risking y'all lives for?
Who is y'all? This is Shannon. This is Shannon.
Damn, Johnny.
Hold on, wait a minute.
She's regular like a motherfucker.
Hey, time out. Anything I've done, I ain't risk my career. I do what I do off the shrimp. So like, I ain't risking nothing. I ain't risking nothing.
Yeah, he's risking all of that. Oh, tripping.
Well, there's an argument to be made that you could be risking a career, Johnny.
Chill out.
Okay, these are just jokes.
Chill out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
bad.
I ain't gonna say like
bad.
But she's close to looking like a hurt white.
Yeah, it's just like there. Like imagine.
I mean, y'all got the one. Like you ain't giving no other.
No,
pictures.
she decided to post that.
Yeah, she appreciates that picture. That's one of the ones that she likes. So that's a good one. If she posted it, then it's a good one.
Unc said her face looked like Pee Wee Herman.
I can see
Damn,
that. I can see that.
Yeah, you see that? Yeah.
Like crashed out for real now.
Crashed out for mid-level white.
Mid. That's about what you say about a
I'll be honest, it's hard for me to
6.
judge whites because I really don't like look at them like that. Johnny, what
here we go.
On a rating scale. What would you give?
What was the rate?
Here we go.
What you rating that?
Hey, I can't rate off one picture. You gotta pull something else up. Oh, that
You can't rate out one picture?
No, because you can't even see nothing. Like it's just the turned back. Like
oh, so
like,
you just would so
I won't see the whole body if I'm gonna put a rating on.
Okay,
You gotta at least be
give
fair.
him a whole body.
You gotta at least be fair.
Okay. Keep talking about.
You can rate a face though. What a face was.
Oh, a face ain't hitting on too much. I don't think he chose her for a face. I guarantee you he ain't choosing for a face.
Yeah, that's
it's
crazy.
Z.
There you go at the top.
Okay. Let me let y'all back in on
Yeah, got
all the fun.
back in.
But let me go to images. So this is her, Gabriella Zinga.
It's not the one in law school, I guess. So.
Okay. Oh, all right. Is this her?
Yeah, that's
How do I open up and
it was one picture I saw. Like it was, they looked that
Yeah, that was an L, Shannon.
Yeah, that ain't hit no too much. Yeah. I'm sure Shannon got some better picks though.
Yeah.
This was the put the big black baby in me chick.
Yeah, that's
big, crazy.
That's big black baby baby gravy.
Baby gravy. Yeah, nah.
I don't know if I'm
looks
rolling.
regular.
So you said
you
you needed more pictures. I don't know.
Oh, that's about a 6.
Okay. Kevin saying you scared.
About a 6. Yeah. I say with just a limited amount of visual evidence I got. I give it a 6.
Johnny, you want to see her ass? Is what you saying? That's the whole thing.
Okay. Damn, what did it say? Johnny, she gonna sue Subaru if you don't call her back. Oh man.
He said you go for the whole company, goddamn.
What I'll say, it don't make no difference what her body look like. Her face look like Pee Wee Herman. Damn.
They got lights for
she has 0 breasts. She a A cup.
Yeah, I'm a breast guy.
You a wild breast bull or
I am a breast guy, so that was a knock. That would be a knock.
Johnny folding. Damn, you folding? Yeah.
Hey, I ain't got $10 million for it, so like she gonna do it off the shrimp. She go do it off the shrimp.
But you will crash out for one.
I might got
crash out for the bunny.
I ain't crashing out for nobody. Like first of all,
You
I
sure
got
about
shit
that?
to do.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
I got shit to do.
I think if you get Johnny a really decent cold weather white, he going.
I plead the fifth, right? I ain't gotta do this. We got a whole nother topic lined up. We got a whole nother topic. I think this is actually a great spot to transition because
you can transition by yourself.
No, I mean,
is that a mutation too?
Shit, I fucked up. I fucked up. This would be a good put to turn the page. How about that? We'll turn the page. But my question of the week would be, and it kind of got something to do with this, and we'll unpack it a little more. But do successful men have to be good partners?
And just to make sure, just exactly what are you speaking to as far as partnership?
Like in a marriage, like boyfriend girlfriend relationship, like romantically.
Oh, you saying because they have the money, do they have to have the other side of it too?
Right.
Oh, okay. I mean, to sustain it, because that she'll come for the bread. You know what I mean? She'll stick around as long, for a while, and that shit gonna get old. That's just like just giving good Johnson that shit. You know what I mean? It ain't. You gotta have more than that, because you can be homeless. You can be applying pressure and end up homeless because you moved in. You can apply pressure to end up right outside with all your shit. So you know what I mean? You got to have more than that. I think that to sustain it for sure, but to drop them niggas probably have a really good success rate of just getting dropping off.
What you think?
Ask the question again.
Do successful men have to be good partners, or are they? And I'll put a caveat: do they escape some accountability for being bad partners when you have a lot of money or you have a lot of
you can escape accountability for sure. Do they need to be good partners? Yeah. Especially if as soon as you start doing the things that tie you for life, the answer would be yes.
You marry her
more and more,
wear that motherfucker,
or have kids.
Oh yeah, kids too.
Like anything that ties you for like an extended period of time. Yeah. But like again, I harken back to a lot of these like those 2020, 2021, 2022 conversations in which I think that was a false narrative that was assumed by a lot of guys. inside like the popular relationship conversations, like, well, shit, if I get to this, I get to exercise my options. I get to have a woman that's just gonna be submissive and listen to everything I say and shit like that. Where men and most men that's been inside a relationship for a long enough time, like no matter if you're inside like a quote unquote modern or traditional, like whatever the version of a relationship, like you're not just getting the fuck off all the time.
No.
Like it just don't even make like that. That's not even like a proper framing of like how any successful relationship works at all. And like it's like we used the word in earlier fantasy. I think that that's like a male incel fantasy, because I also don't think that it's hard to sell that to niggas that have been in real relationships or just dated enough people. Where you think that like I can treat somebody like shit and cheat on them over an extended period of time and there not be any version of resentment. Like it just don't work like that.
It's funny, bro, because a lot of people would think like, because I'll say, yeah, my wife doesn't work, or like the traditional thing, that mean that you just got them be just doing whatever the fuck you want to do. Like that's not reality, bro. Like that doesn't, and
that's only somebody that don't value what that woman is doing.
Yeah.
Like if you don't value what she's doing, then I was definitely just having the same conversation with a friend where like a lot of people get confused when it comes down to like I think they were saying how like if I pay all the bills, my woman shouldn't have a say.
Yeah, that's just not how it works.
But the thing is that
I understand how you got there. You know what I mean? How you try to, I can understand you putting that line that, you know what I mean? You drawing that line, but that ain't how it works still though. It
ain't how it works. And the thing is that like, for you to say that, in my opinion, you don't value what she does. And that in itself is probably going to manifest itself into its own problem. So if like you paying all the bills, but she's raising them kids, washing, cleaning, cooking, like you ain't got to worry about a meal or anything like that. Like if you don't value that, then hey, that's whatever. But like to me, it's not like an equitable relationship. Like if you're paying all the bills, she's doing all of that, there's still a form of equal value that should be presented there, to where just because you are then paying all the bills doesn't mean that this person doesn't have a say. Because of what she's bringing, it's still of equal value.
Let me ask this, because I think I might have asked it wrong to the beginning. Because I agree with y'all saying, like, yeah, you should be like a good partner, like in a perfect world, of course. But the reason I got to this question, I think it was Carrie Hilson, and she was saying something about it was some chick. She had dated an athlete, and she was like, they don't get, a lot of time it's hard dating athletes because they don't ever get held accountable for being good students in school. A lot of times, they just get passed because you're a good athlete. Your parents or your family, a lot of time they don't necessarily hold you accountable for a lot of stuff you do because you're the star athlete. You're going to make it. And then a lot of time you get in relationships and women because you're the athlete, because you star. They'll let a lot of stuff slide in order to keep you in order to secure. So like the premise was like it's hard dating athletes because they're never held accountable or held to a hard standard of having to be a good partner. And it just kind of made me, it just made me think. I was like, damn, like you see a lot of the athletes, and then instead of they don't change, even if they go from woman to woman, and then it made me even think like, not just relationships, a lot of real successful men, their moral code is different than the average man. Because if you're rich, a lot of time you can.
Well, let's not branch it out too far. Look, I do agree with the athlete part that you were saying. Like, I wouldn't recommend like my daughter to specifically date and just date an athlete, especially like an athlete that you date after they've gotten like to that spot. Because of, I think that they play by, or they, like you said, they have been accompanied by a different set of rules. And I also would say like Carrie Hilson, like if like the woman that is dating that athlete, that version of athlete, like, yeah, they probably are going to play by different rules and be a shitty person and exercise a bunch of different versions of options. But in my opinion, like that's something that you're signing. Like
Mm-hmm.
you kind of understand this when you sign up for it.
So if you're
And
an athlete, you don't have to be a good, or there's no.
No,
I think that when you were top percentage,
you should be a good person, but you don't have to because of the people that seeking you want the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's the question. So you don't have to be.
Yeah,
a
you
good
can.
person.
Yeah, nobody can have to be.
You at the end of the day,
we all know some assholes that pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you in the top percentage of earners, just the fact that your earning ability is so high, you go get away with a whole bunch of shit. You know what I mean? You just are. Especially within the system, the value system that we have. You know what I mean? The bag is before everything in the culture. So like, yeah, nigga, you run shit.
You do whatever the fuck you want.
Do whatever the fuck you want to, and still go. Especially if it's just popping. If that's what you're talking about, you definitely gonna do a lot of that because it ain't. You know what I mean? Everything's for sale.
And I got another question, and then we can get back to the the more. But do you think women have that same thing when they're pretty? Do you think pretty women get held to a lower standard of accountability just because they're pretty?
Yeah,
I think that's true. But at the same time, I don't think that that the success of like relationship shit is still. I think that they'll fail just probably more than the guy with the bread, because being pretty doesn't really like present any like, you know what I mean? It's not like an actual tangible life changing benefit.
Like if you're like undeniably pretty, I think that in the words of Corey Holcomb, you ain't never seen none of them sitting at the bus stop or in the gutter.
Yeah, but you ain't never seen really right, and I say it all the time too. You will never see no pretty women at the homeless shelter.
Right, right. And so like there is a tangible value in my opinion,
but it's not something that people will stay for. So like when you got money, somebody will stay around longer when you got money because you can take care of them. But like the pop, if you really really bad, you probably got dropped off a lot.
Most like but most niggas don't give a shit about that. Even like most famous niggas don't give a shit.
I ain't saying. No, I'm saying that what I'm
saying that ain't nobody wifing her.
Right, like you still
like. So again, are we talking about like? So we're talking about like somebody that's undeniably like
bad,
beautiful.
Yeah,
she's guaranteed to have a bunch of niggas to want to wife her.
Okay, but you think it's because I think that the only way she would get wiped is if she has the other side too. Because we were talking about a shitty person, right?
Not that.
You think niggas is marrying pretty shitty women?
Lame dudes with money.
That's some super lame.
There's some lame. But there's some lame dude that just got $1 million.
Wait. But my thing is that like most of these women.
Oh damn!
Like they all shitty people.
I was sitting there thinking about it from like my regular mind, but then if you think about it, like in the real world, you see the shit.
Yeah, like that.
You do see the shit.
Them motherfuckers is exploiting the fuck out of niggas.
Yeah, no, that bad shit. The thing is that for me that bad shit is really ain't nobody fuck that 10. Why would you want a 10 anyway?
So you could
just so people can say, oh, she's pretty.
Tell them, Johnny. Tell him, Johnny.
Yeah, tell me, Johnny. What is it?
So you can fuck. I mean, why wouldn't you?
But that's you already. But once you've done that, then what?
Oh, that's a different story. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, so, like, why that bad thing being so high on the list? Like, I don't think that's real anymore. Well, like you said, we've seen it in movies, and I guess some niggas is doing that shit, but that shit's retarded, bro. That bad shit is not like the end all be all anymore.
I think
it shouldn't be.
I think for like the average person, it doesn't really matter. The higher up you go, like this is when the whole trophy wife and shit like that happens.
Yeah, but or even when she talk shit to you and all that though, that ain't no fucking trophy. She just look away.
Well, again, like I'm not framing this inside like what I would deal with and do. And then like even Kevin Samuel speaks about this. How you know what I mean? Like, did he? I feel like he said like he'll hire an escort to go to an event with him, or and that like that's almost like one of their bigger things. Like really beautiful women get hired to be on the arm of a guy because it's in itself its own version of a status symbol.
Yeah, but I understand that. You said it's an escort, but that ain't your wife though,
right? But I don't think that most men are looking like the idea of the pretty status symbol. The higher up you get is its own thing. That's what the trophy wife thing is. Trophy wife ain't got shit to do with like how good she cooks, clean. Usually the trope is that the trophy wife is a motherfucking bitch, but she looks really, really bad.
Yeah,
and that's like
had that motherfucker. I'm
Just
cool.
looked at his friend.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
Well, then, all right. So let me expand it out a little further.
Okay.
Since we saying it's something that's
Oh yeah, he said Drea got way.
Yeah, they
That's a
all,
fact.
all of them. They all still be.
But
doing
I would
all right.
assume that Dre. Hold on. Drea, that's the one that's with Brown, right?
no Jalen
Brown?
Green.
Green,
Ain't she
Green.
with
My
Jalen
bad.
Green. Yeah,
That's the,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Jalen just the wrong color.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brown. He's with the older. She older than that. She like in her 40s.
Jalen Brown's girl.
Or who he was dating for a while. Bernice Burgos.
Oh, good for him, bro. Good for fucking him.
Yeah, I would assume that. That like it's. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. I think that like Jalen is he's so sharp that she's got to be bringing more than just. It's got to be
You
more.
talking about
to
Jalen Brown or Jalen Green?
Jalen Green. That's the
No,
one
you
who played for
talking
the
about
Celtics, right?
Jalen Brown.
That's
Jalen Brown.
Okay.
Bernice Burgos. She's like a historical video chick that's dated a bunch of men.
She
So
it ain't. She ain't. I don't.
And I think she was like a bartender that was really known inside New York. Like just some shit he's doing just to get off, or he was doing to get off. Like it wouldn't have been like because she's a smart value person. Like she just like a 40 something year old Instagram model /
that's
bartender.
crazy to like think to like. Yeah, man. I guess once you get to a certain point, you got enough money that she ain't got to do nothing but be pretty because you got enough money to take care of all of the other.
And
shit.
these are women that niggas grew up fantasizing about.
Yeah, he's
Now
young
niggas-
enough to where he probably remembers.
She was in that workout video. You work out, eat out for me.
That gotta be.
We got a good thing. Yeah, that's her in that video.
Damn, she been out for a little minute.
Yeah,
she been out for. That shit
Like
came
she-
out when we was in high school, right?
Workout? No, that's like 2011, 2010, 2011.
J. Cole workout. Okay, I think.
Yeah, not Kanye.
Okay. I was going. Okay,
But she was out during that era too. Like that's
Damn, she
but
been out for
she's
a
like
minute.
40 something.
Yes,
Yeah.
I guess 20 years would put her back about 05.
Yeah.
Damn.
She a legend, real legend.
Oh yeah, she and her daughter bad too. Her daughter about like 20. Her daughter.
She old enough for us to talk about.
Exactly.
No Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, no Shannon.
Yeah, she like
No,
20,
no,
she like 27 or something.
Yeah,
28,
and
something.
bad than a motherfucker too.
Yeah. Those are two that we'll pull them up.
And maybe that's why like the genes are strong with that one.
We in a nigga cast right now, but go ahead, Johnny. You was talking.
Well, I was gonna bring it out since we talking about successful men, and we saying it's not just men, women.
I don't be doing this.
Women get away with it. Show them.
Yeah, I'm about to. I was about to go to her and her daughter, but real. Well, all right. I'll show the audience too. We having a. This is what happens when our guy behind the camera isn't here to allow or to assist and direct and make sure we stay on topic.
Right.
We get into like a weird thing of pulling up pictures and shit. But yeah, this is Bernice.
Damn, that's crazy. She 45. She doesn't look.
Yeah. She don't. No. She
don't
don't
look
look
it at
a
all.
lick of 45 at all. This is what she looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Niggas is crashing out as 25-year-olds for this 45 or so year old woman.
Fuck a checklist.
Yeah.
Her daughter named Ashley, I think, or something like that.
But yeah, that's her and her daughter both. Yeah. Yeah,
It's like going back in time. Like you just get like bird like oh.
Y'all know those corn videos when it's like that's the fantasy that I'm sure most guys have with them too.
Actually, I was going to play this meme, but I had it. It was
Johnny said he made the AI of it. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, I was gonna say it's a meme I had. I wasn't gonna play it, but this is a great time to say it. But I'm at the age now where I can fuck with you or her daughter, and like we right there in that age because like Jalen probably could mess with her daughter more so that he could probably mess with her.
Oh, her daughter's probably
Closer
older than him.
The daughter's older than him too?
I don't know that for a fact. I said probably. I'm not saying that's what it is. Oh, she got two of them. But
I didn't know she had two. I just thought it was one. I don't know the other one.
Because I guess she had him when she was like young, 28. So we talking about the 28-year-old.
Yes,
for sure. Yeah,
definitely.
28-year-old.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
What you call it? Married? They not married, are they?
Who?
Jalen.
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, see, I mean, I don't know if it really, you know what I mean?
Well, no, they were like they're the same age. He the same age as her daughter.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you can
his
sustain,
daughter
like I said,
pissed about that.
I don't know if it what you would if that thing is like really sustainable. Being bad, I don't think it's enough to sustain anything.
Yeah, I wasn't making a statement that it's like sustainable.
But it will get making out with a bag though. So you know what I mean?
like it'll get you in a room to be able to do what you
say that.
want to do.
Motherfuckers say that you don't think the bad joint sustainable, then you get with her and motherfuckers end up staying. Like it did a lot of motherfuckers that are, like you say, the trophy wife. They stay with the trophy wife.
The thing is they'll try and stay with her.
Yeah, that shit don't work.
They're usually insatiable. Though, like most like
they get that baby.
Girls that are like known for being really pretty. They'll stick around,
but they're
mainly a year.
But they're leaving. It's not the dude leaving most of the time.
Oh, I agree with
that. Yeah, so the dudes who try
I mean,
to work
in general,
the dude's not leaving the bad joint.
Women
The
leave
bad joint-
anyway. In general, women leave. That's just nothing outside of the norm.
Yeah, but yeah, it sounds like we all in agreement.
Just
Like
aggressively.
the woman is still gonna be the one leaving in that scenario.
So let's expand it a little more.
Okay.
And take it outside of like relationships.
All right, this week you'll say that too.
And then like when it comes to just successful men and just in life in general, like she was saying about the athletes, and a lot of time they've been coddled, they haven't been held accountable from early age. Do successful men live by the same moral code that the average men? Like I'm talking about these uber, top 1%. And I think they don't. I mean, I think it's obvious because and I think it's outside of the women that like are making excuses for them. I think when you get into like a lot of these big spaces, you get the law that'll make excuses for you. You get the government that make excuses for you. So a lot of time we're putting so much emphasis on like hustle culture that we get people even in like smaller things like we get a lot of mayors that end up doing messed up stuff, and a lot of people in power, positions of power, not necessarily just successful or the most money, but a lot of people in power don't necessarily have to answer to the same moral code or get held accountable than us, regular people. And I think, it even go to the athletes and all of that, but it's like, damn, how do we, switch this moral code, or how do we, get to hold these, richer people or more successful people accountable?
Yeah, I don't know how we can hold them accountable. But I don't really know. Well, I know a couple people, right? Like I can count on one hand how many millionaires that I know that I can actually speak on. But I don't know none of the ones that I know are actually like these great people. You know what I mean? I don't know any that are just like, oh, you're just a great person. And you know what I mean? I don't know any of them that. Yeah, I don't know one.
I imagine it depends on kind of how you accumulate that wealth. Like if I'm thinking about like at least like the most recent guy that I met, he seems like a very solid dude.
I'm talking about actually knowing them though. I understand what you're saying. Like at the end of the day, most people who are successful, they put that face on in the meet I met them situation. Generally, they're going to be really nice. They know how to play. They know how to play the chameleon game really, really well. But then if you really for me, my experience, like actually knowing them and like multiple conversations, being around them and shit. Yeah.
Well, again, like that's where I say like it depends on how they got their got their welfare. We're just talking about like somebody being a millionaire and like their salary eliciting that. Like I said, like the most recent guy that I've met, like all markers say that he's solid. All the conversations and interactions that I've had with him over probably like the past 3-4 months has been generally solid. But he also got his money through tech, through money.
That's a stupid comment.
What happened?
So you gotta load the clip, goddamn.
I gotta load the clip.
No. What did he say? If he was 20, what was it?
He got it clicked on there.
Yeah.
Click that comment. Steve's comment.
Oh, okay. This.
Yeah. He said, if I'm 25, I'm unloading the clip. Worry about the consequences later.
All right, that boy, wild boy. Can't. But I forget what I was talking about.
No, you're talking about every time that you've talked to Buddy, he's been.
Oh yeah, well, like, but he got his money through like he was an engineer, then he became like a project manager a product manager over at Google.
Oh yeah.
And so like generally speaking, like he didn't get it inside like this cutthroat crazy way.
Mhm.
Like he built up his resume, he built up his like his portfolio, and you know what I mean, he was able to land like a really good job. But like I said, all the markers from before and after, I knew who he was. Has all been positive. Like his son is a really solid dude. He's with the wife of his kids. He's always literally offering out advice and not like, you know what I mean? Like he's like, I don't know. Like, I think that a lot of dudes like that get it inside, and we put it, and this is probably like a lower tier millionaire. Like when we get into like these higher tiers, then maybe like I'm sure some of the
that's
things
what I was really aiming was like that higher.
it starts to look a little different. But I think that I don't put negativity on just being like a millionaire.
Especially if you talking about somebody who's working at a job that's a millionaire working at a job. Like that's like the ones I know, they're like owners.
Right.
Those that is a difference too. I think that working at that I think that could be a bit of the difference as well.
Yeah. Did I answer your question? What was the new framing of the question, just so I can make sure I answer it?
Well, I want to switch it because I don't think I asked a good question. I want to ask another one though. I want to ask another one because I asked, how can we hold them accountable? It's kind of tough, but do you think that like, especially when we're talking about like those like 10 million plus, like the high top 1%, do you think that in order to reach that status, you have to be like a sociopath, a psychopath in order to reach those levels? Because I think that's the thing that we're seeing now. Where that top 1%, if they've done studies, and a lot of those CEOs of companies, like in the same thing in serial killer, they have similar like mindsets.
Yeah, I would say you probably do.
Yeah, are they like? Yeah, do they have like a cutthroatness to their personality? I think so. To want to even hoard that much wealth, you probably got to be that type of thinker.
No, that's it. That's a quick one. Y'all got anything else for we?
We could hop over to some of the call-ins. Talk to us.
What's good? Good.
What up,
What up?
What up? Can you hear us?
Y'all, yeah, I hear y'all. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? All right. Yeah. Yo, look. That one y'all said that was 45.
What he say? That woman.
Hey, you take back what you say,
I retract. I retract.
You ain't seen one like that, hey.
Oh no, the new 45s, they coming out different now.
Yeah, that's definitely different.
All right, talk to us, son. We know you got your notepad.
Yo, I was going back on I was asking y'all about Wilson. Do y'all think that Russell Wilson can handle Ciara? For real?
Do I think that? I think that I think they make sense.
They make sense, but I'm just saying. You remember?
So the answer is that like I don't think like he can handle her inside the way that's going to make it to where their relationship will last. Like I don't think that she needs somebody that's going to be like trying to control her, and he probably wants a woman that has a lot more like
autonomy.
Whatever the word would be. Like I think that they fit together. Where he probably would be unhappy with just a woman. Like imagine how boring Russell Wilson would be with the boring woman. That's a boring ass household.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. She kind of brings the excitement level to him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it seems to me. Like when I look at them, I can see where it makes sense.
Anatomy and
to me, her and Future don't make sense because she trying to be outside and Future trying to he trying to be really outside too, and that just sounds like it's going to end up being some toxic.
She for the streets.
Yeah,
but that woman that Shannon Sharp was with, you know,
Pee Wee Herman, Miss
Pee Wee Herman, man, that's Pee Wee Herman face.
You gotta see
it. And Johnny talking about what her body look like. It don't make no difference. You can't keep hitting it from the back, Johnny.
Shit, yes you can, yes you can.
You still gotta look at her. You still gotta look at her.
Turn around and Pee Wee smiling at you.
Oh man, what else you got for us, Unc?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. I didn't write nothing down this week, but I was trying
Okay.
The beginning topic that y'all had when y'all
the new goats.
Yeah, the goats. You know, only thing I can say is this right here. I love watching Michael Jordan play, but he won all them rings against bums or people that was older. He got it was the truth. You look at
would you say that? So are you saying that Gary Payton and
Plummer,
whatchamacallit, those were old niggas? They was his age. Gary Payton and
Clyde Drexler Plummer.
Are you saying that? Are you actually saying that he's a plumber?
I'm joking.
I know you're joking, but damn it, who was yeah? Matter of fact, we can start with Clyde. Clyde Drexler was his age. He just had a receding hairline. He ain't go bald in time.
No, but I'm saying the majority.
No, but let's walk that. The only old nigga chip he had was against Magic Johnson and Kareem. But after you got that, was it a chip?
Electrician.
Right. Damn it. Oh, Sean Kemp. Yeah. You can't tell me that Gary Payton, Sean Kemp was old or trash. But then you go John Stockton and Karl Malone are both his age.
He had a full team of role players. He had a full team of role players. I'm not saying that he was a bad boy. I love watching him play, but I'm just saying,
how much did Scotty average inside them first runs? Scotty was giving him 12 points. This nigga was relying on Steve Kerr and Horace Grant.
John Paxson.
Great whites.
They were role players, though. I'm just saying.
I mean, but during that time, everybody had good role players, though. Like you run down the team, like Clyde Drexler had good role players. Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, they also had Detlef Shrimp. They also had it was another European white boy that they had. You look at Charles Barkley when he played him. He had Dan Marley, Kevin Johnson.
I'm gonna stand down on this one. You're going too damn far, and that's my.
You know what this was like? This is like when old man hopped in and he started talking about the DJ, and then Unc was like, nah.
I'm from Jersey. Let me tell you how it went down.
The DJ is an instrument, a musician,
it's a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool.
Most people don't look at that like that. But
I agree. That was the point I was making. I agree with you.
And that's why I was saying also in that conversation I was saying about about everybody white people having. You ever seen the movie? It's the old movie called Warriors.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
Warriors,
come out
and play.
Look how the gangs look. The gangs were mixed, right? Gangs had white, black, Puerto Ricans.
Not a lot of them. Inside there, them Puerto Ricans was with themselves. Them white boys was with themselves. The black guys. And you had a couple of the mixed ones. A lot of the Asians. I think they had an Asian gang too.
But that's what I'm saying. The thing was that everything wasn't always there. But I'm saying hip hop.
Oh, okay.
Was just poor people.
Yeah.
It was just poor. It was just poor people. That's what it was.
I agree with that.
So that's kind of what the elements of it was from, if you look at it from the beginning, because you got to look at Rick Rubin. Even though he was a college student, but he was white, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rick Rubin white as shit.
Don't nobody like our culture more than like the college whites.
Yeah,
college whites like black culture, boy. Poor whites in the college,
except
whites.
the young Republicans. Them be the only ones that don't.
It's not a lot of them in college. They usually turn like you fucked up if you a young Republican in college.
You ain't getting no pussy.
Nothing. Hey, we got another call in. I'm gonna take you to the back.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Steve,
what up, man?
Yo,
what
up? What's good?
Talk to us, brother.
Hey, man, Unc must have fell out and hit his head when he saw that picture of Burgos. Crazy about Jordan, bro.
Hey, Steve, let me ask you this before you go. Listen, why? So, never mind. We'll get to this later. I was about to comment on the Discord real quick, right? But they it's funny. But we'll get to that later. Talk to us about the show.
how he gonna sit up here and talk about Jordan didn't play nobody? Like Clyde Drexler, these top 75, Stockton and Malone,
top 50, not even 75.
Kemp and Gary Payton, all them dudes top 100 ever to play. That's crazy. I wasn't even gonna call in, but he was just talking so crazy, man. Like I was like, this somebody got to give some serious pushback on this, man.
I agree.
But nah, he be talking crazy, man. Y'all need to get in the Discord, man. It be some good shenanigans going on in there.
Oh,
man.
great shenanigans. that's the word right there, shenanigans. I'll drop the Discord again before we get out of here. They having fun inside the Discord right now, asking where you from or where he from. That's what they said. They're asking currently, where is he from?
Who is he?
I don't know. Like for some reason.
Oh, you talking about the Tommy Curry? The Tommy Curry.
Yeah, the Tommy Curry. Like
what's crazy?
You post something before they even click it to listen. Where he from?
It was crazy.
You don't even know what he said. The nigga might fuck around and agree with you.
The crazy part about the Tommy Curry shit, I'm pretty sure if everybody who watched the show watched the Tommy Curry shit, they gonna agree with him. Like
I'm gonna tap in. I have no idea who he is, so I'm gonna just tap in.
He basically like wrote a book to counter feminism and what they said about black men. That's what his lane is. It's called black male studies. And really just like, just give you a brief synopsis on it. Like, for example, a common feminist narrative is that black men got more privilege than white women in this society. And he say, no, that's not true. Nowhere historically can you point to black men having more privilege.
That's crazy.
Because they're a man over a white woman. So that's just like that's a small.
Yeah, I feel like
that's crazy fucking take.
Yeah, I feel like that's I agree. I think that sounds like something that pretty much all the guys in the chat would probably be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
the tough part when you decide if you like something beforehand based on where somebody might be from.
Yeah,
but
that's how I was calling in to talk about the Jordan shit, really. But I saw that too in the chat where they was like, "Where you from?"
I say just click it first. You don't even know if you disagree or agree. Speaking of new to the Discord, shout out to TBI. TBI has joined the conversation. Steve, I'm gonna pull up TBI.
Right,
appreciate it, bro.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate
it. TBI, talk to me, brother.
Yo, I got on.
Man, you done hopped in and you done started shenanigans in the words of Steve. I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, oh damn it.
You know we gonna bring that FCS flavor, man. So
for sure.
No. So yeah, I didn't know who dude was, man. That's my first question. Is like, where you from? I mean, I ain't say I was gonna disagree off what he said based on where he's from. I just want to know.
This is my first question. Just where you from?
Where you from?
Not even a person talk, just a video of a black man and a black man.
And it was who posted it though. It was who posted it too. That's kind of what made us like, okay, who is this dude? So,
talk to us, TBI.
Yeah, but no, just kind of going to the Jordan conversation, man. Jordan is the GOAT.
Facts.
LeBron had to make super teams to win.
Facts.
He passed the ball a lot in the clutch.
Did it this year too? I say, damn. Yeah. Why you passed the Vanderbilt in the corner?
That's what I'm saying. At 40, bro, he's still passing the ball. It's crazy.
40.
Yeah, he can't even laugh. Look at him.
Come on, bro. That is funny. He's a super veteran and still passing, bro. It's crazy. But yeah. And they be doing a lot of load management in this new era. So it's like Jordan was playing through everything, man.
82 games with black shit coming out his knee.
Exactly, bro. It's not even close, right? Then he retired. He won 3, retired, came back, won another 3. It's no comparison, man. So
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Listen, I'm on code with my SBA brother right here, bro. Johnny Quiet. We had the no new goats conversation we talked about.
Oh yeah, they gotta let my boy A-Man in. He's from the A2, bro. He bring it back. He got that Jordan energy, man. I love it.
Yeah, he don't care about no elders. I like it.
Yeah,
he's trying to put heads on the mantle. That's the part that I fuck with.
That's how
do you think that there's any new goats when it comes to music that might pop out?
Are you saying like young? Like, are you talking about like Kendrick era or younger than that?
I think like Kendrick and them, we already inside our generation, we put them up inside the GOAT conversation.
Yeah.
Anybody that's coming up post Kendrick and them.
I don't really see nobody, man. And it may be because I ain't really on the like Kodak Black, NBA Youngboy. I ain't really on that, so it's like,
yeah.
I'm trying to see somebody that's new that's coming up. That JID dude you mentioned, he pretty good. I like Lil Russell though. I think Lil Russell.
Lil Russell is
Russell is too. Yeah, I didn't think about
I think Lil Russell is like my favorite rapper.
The indie GOAT path. He's definitely on the indie GOAT path.
Yeah,
I wouldn't take that away for sure.
Yeah, if I had to name somebody, it'd probably be Lil Russell.
They threw brown sexual on my boy Johnny. Damn, it's all right, Johnny.
My brother too.
Hey, chasing buddies.
He a brown sexual and he chasing bunnies.
That's disrespectful, Johnny.
Damn.
Wow.
Do we call cold weather whites bunnies?
I don't chase bunnies. There's a difference.
Oh, what you do?
Manifest them.
All right, Johnny. All right, nonetheless, appreciate you, TBI.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yep.
All right, Johnny, laying this plane.
I feel like this been an abuse session, bro. Y'all motherfuckers been beat up. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate all the chat. Appreciate the super chat. Please tap in with us on all social at the To Be Fair Show. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Please hit the like button, comment below, subscribe. We'll be back next Wednesday, 9:30. I am your host, Johnny P.
Over here, real.
It's Q.
And we out.